wondering how to make a play all night. Looking your way from out of sight, thinking I should ask if you're doing alright. You weren't easy, so hard to ignore. Pull up on your right, ask what you're drinking, ask what you like. Said you look good in the dim bar light, so damn cheesy. Who'd have thought you'd fall for somebody like me? When you asked my name, I panicked, so out of my league. And your body was so magnetic. Before I knew it, we talked, and I think about you a cocktail. You told me that you've been waiting for somebody like me. You out and showed you the city. How'd you let somebody so pretty's what they said to me? Yeah, that's what they said to me. Well, they told me I didn't stand a chance, yeah. Face value, had you at a glance, yeah. But nobody ever asked if you could dance, yeah. Well, only one who did that was somebody like me. When you asked my name, I panicked, so out of my league.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day. Boys, how's everybody doing tonight? We got more 5v5 1v1 duels on the day. You know I had to grab some coffee for this one. Boys, hope everybody is having a wonderful, beautiful evening. Let me fix the music up and running. Let me get the camera all fixed up and ready to go too. We should be good to go, boys. How's everybody doing, man? Hope everybody is having a good one. It is season 4, boys. It is a brand new season to hold us off until Dragonflight over on the Shadowlands. The very last one, man, enjoy it, because afterwards it's gonna be gone, and then I'm gonna say it, some of you might even miss it. I feel like every single expansion, no matter how good or bad it was, when WoD was gone, some people miss WoD. I can't understand why, but some people miss WoD. I guess in comparison, I don't know, like, I didn't like WoD. A lot of people didn't. But people were saying, man, WoD is so much better. Compared to Legion, like, come on. And that's the same thing for BFA, man. Like, I feel like Dragonflight hopefully will be that chapter that everybody needs. That fresher, right? That refresher, that bit of a redo. I need another song, dude. I need a different song. This is not good enough. Nope, that's not good enough. This is a song that I need. Boys, we got season 4 back up and running for the evening with all new class buffs. So let's get some groups up and running and try to see if we can figure out which class is actually looking the strongest. Because we got them AF and Warlock buffs, and I see tags in the chat. We got some updates to Rogues getting nerfed left and right. Hopefully that'll be enough of a nerf. Red Pally Burst nerfed, but sustained damage amped a bit. Shadowpriest got a Shadow Crush buff. So Shadowpriest is still on the bench. I mean, maybe that'll be enough to make him really, really good. Who knows, right? Maybe that Searing Nightmare will be a thing. Maybe, you never know, right? Gotta hope him. Whilst all my Warlock abilities are forgivable. Speaking about Warlocks, Warlocks, technically Destruction got buffed and Demonology got slightly nerfed, but not by much. What else changed in the season, man? Chat, what other updates I hear? Yo, we got 5, like that. Yeah, let's go, boys. Let's go. Taxi, gonna be 1v5? Hopefully. He's hopefully gonna 1v5. Hello, pin. Here we go. Here's the pin. I'll pin you, alright. Hey, and we're back on that EU with a Dow Spectator. Yeah, what's up, Chris? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one. Also, boys, how you liking the new Mythic Plus season if you've been playing any of that? I think me and Brian should be getting some of that done, I think, tomorrow evening. Just slamming them out of the way. What was good is just too long of an amount of content it had. I guess so, yeah. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Alrighty, boys. Yo, hit me up with them real ID messages. If y'all got a group, if y'all got a 5v5, I know Tagsy got one, but we may need another one. That'll be good to go. Hey, I'm back. I don't know what to play DF trade. Yo, that's a good question. Honestly, this is where I think it should be. Yo, Tagsy. Yo, send it, send it. All right, boys. We got the boys in here already. We got Sasha, bro. And Tagsy. Ready to go. What am I sending you guys at? Nagrand? I want to do a good old Nagrand. Full party? Hey, yo, Gloosh and Tagsy, boys, thank you so much for making parties on such a short notice. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate ya. The stalwart two competitors keeping the 5v5 1v1 dream alive, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. God bless all y'all. Managed to turn into a 30 warrior, into a 70 warrior in a few hours from PvP only. Yeah, you can get a lot of item right now. Especially if you get yourself a full set of PvP gear and a bit of honor, you'll be good to go. Not posting it again? The pin? Sure. Alright. Yeah, okay. I love what content there was, but there wasn't much of it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I remember Astron, and so many people did not enjoy Astron at the time. That's all we got for PvP, though. Besides the class changes, and like, I don't know, but class gear. There was like a couple of builds that came around afterwards, like a Frost DK dual wheel build or something. But yeah, I just don't remember a lot of variety back at PvP. I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to like remember if there was any, but I want to say off the top of my head, like there wasn't a lot of variety back in WoD. It was a lot of like same old, was it not? Or am I wrong? Maybe I'm misremembering that one, chat. Maybe I'm misremembering quite a bit of it. Alrighty, boys. First duel of the day, alright? Switch. Oh, no. We got your boy Talrion. You got your boy Tagsy first up. No, why would you put my two favorite boys up against one another? Tagsy coming in with them Affliction Warlock buffs and Talrion as an arms warrior. Not seeing his class touched at all in Season 4. Immediately tricking out of that mortar coil. Gonna be Tagsy with a curse of exhaustion. Talrion trying to see if he can close the gap using the 9-foot mobility, and it's gonna get himself at least one mortal strike in there, but unable to really pin down Tagsy just yet, as Tagsy gonna use all of his mobility together with a Night Fae Soul Shape, realigning his gateway in order to make sure he's got himself decent damage versus Talrion, decent mobility. He just wants to see if he can drain him out. Affliction Warlock as of recently, in this recent build, saw corruption and an affliction, disable affliction damage buff, while he also saw the what's it called, hysteria, Dark Soul Hysteria, get reduced from a 30% haze buff to a 20% haze. Try to go for a little bit of a free cast versus Talrion. Talrion tried to counter with a bit of damage of his own. That's going to be full dots, full damage. That's going to be Tagsy trying to see if he can walk out of that 9-foot ability so he doesn't get constant knocked down. Go for the gateway, expanding his dots with the Dark Glare. And that's going to be that bad hit with a fear very quickly. Talrion trying to see if he can just live those dots, popping every defense of this full damage out of Tagsy. Not the full burst, but it does all the damage in dots all at once. And Talrion just trying to see if he can survive the onslaught of the damage over time abilities for a little bit. Trying to see if it may be able to potentially go for a reset with Tagsy, wait out those dots, recover a lot of the health actually with a second win. Look at that. That recovery might actually be fantastic as long as Tagsy doesn't continuously get aggressive with him. He has an opportunity to do a bit of a reset, but them dots at this low, Curse of Exhaustion, Mortical running the other direction, Drain Life to burst him down, Shadow Fear to follow UA, and the Fear could potential Zerker Rage out of this one is going to try to leap it over Tagsy, and Tagsy going for that board. Going to be a soul shift for Talrion. Tagsy needs to find a way to get Talrion into combat in order to counter his self-healing. Is the dots doing work? I guess as long as the dots are on him, they will prevent him from self-healing, but eventually Talrion is going to have these dots falling off. If Tagsy is not aggressive, then Talrion may be able to survive this burst. Unless he just... How long do these dots last? Wait, he's just gonna read out of Talrion may be dead. Wait, Talrion borrowing health with a rallying cry unless this man goes in, closes the gap to recover a little bit of health right now. He actually may be just dead. Try to see if he can charge out. Reflect available versus Tagsy. Gonna be a Mortical trickets out of it as it tries to go for a crash. It's gonna be Tagsy just waiting now that rallying cry until it falls off. Trying to avoid it as best possible. Gloosh with the Shadow Blades immediately. Cheap shot from Tagsy as he quickly swaps out for a different pet. Tagsy with a wall and a Dark Pack. Just trying to see if he may be able to CC Gloosh. Just trying to see if he can live. That's going to be lots of damage. Got himself free cast and Drain Life versus Gloosh. No way for him to interrupt it right now. Unless he goes in for back-to-back stuns on the Tagsy. Going to be another fear by Gloosh attacks it, trying to see if you potentially can maybe get him out of there. Gonna be a full dots versus Gloosh. No cloaker shot is available. Full dots by Taxi. Gonna be a vanish by Gloosh. Trying to see if you maybe can hit him with Malefic Raptors. So think Malefics do actually connect with Gloosh. Gonna be Taxi. Closing the gap with Gloosh, but that's gonna be the Rogue landing. And Sam still has dots rolling on him. Darkglare kind of forgets that the Rogue is here. The Darkglare has one big, good working eyeball, and you literally can't see Gloosh, even though the man is not even in stealth. Hey, what's going on? Gloosh trying to see if he can shadow step back and Taxi. Locking him with a stun, tags it with a trinket, trying not to get interrupted. It's going to be juke kick by tags it onto Gloosh, trying to see if he can drain and recover as much health as humanly possible versus his Rogue. Maybe lock him down to fear. Going to be Gloosh diving into a, not advantage, but a shadow meld. Still grants him the benefits of stealth, but it doesn't give him quite as easy of a getaway. Tags it, trying to see if he may be able to create a bit of a distance. That's going to be the Succubus sent over with Gloosh, trying to keep him in combat, letting the dots do as much damage as possible. As long as Gloosh is unable to get himself a reset, those dots will continue just eating away at him. And Taxi may have to pop a defensive here. What's next? Go by Gloosh. It's going to be a dark back. Literally a shadow step from a mile away. Does the Succubus stop him? Succubus trying to do what he can. It's going to be Taxi able to get away and dodge away from the resonator trick, and more to call into Gloosh with the fear right after, is able to get away from him, gain some distance. Gloosh can shadow step from literally another zip code though. Gonna be some Malefic Raptors by the Affliction Warlock, trying to do whatever he can just to burn down this Rogue. Blind onto the Warlock. That's gonna be Succubus getting stunned. Potentially, if the Succubus can get Gloosh back into combat, he actually may be okay. Trade life, catching Gloosh before he catches Restyle. No advantage for a little bit. Gloosh, I think, just dies to these dots, trying to see if he can recover, but that's going to be those deliberating dots taking him down, rotting him away. With Nuke is going to be up next, trying to see if he can nuke down tags. He's going to be a full Necrolord go by this Assassination Rogue with a bit of a flash catch. I think trying to see if he can avoid the Succubus CC. Just sees himself line of sight of Taxi. Maybe lock him down to stun. Gonna be Taxi creating as much distance as he can. He knows this rogue could be very, very deadly. And he is gonna need some kind of defensives in order to live this next vendetta. Unless he can maybe go for a Succubus CC versus that Vendetta. Trying to keep the pet out in the open. Nuke is going to go for a Shadow Step. He's got himself some damage rolling in. That's Vendetta. Get the Succubus stop. Potentially going to be Nuke going in for the big Nuke. Had himself the Resonator available as well. So even if the Succubus did catch him, I feel like there's no way he could have stopped him. Gonna be a stun into Nuke. Does not have a trick anymore. Just kind of used up everything for Taxi. Gonna be actually that Resonator not doing that much damage to him. Triple cheap shot by Lexis with a blind by Nuke. Gonna be immediate trick at Nuke with an evasion. Trying to see if he can dodge as much damage from Lexis. But I think those Shadow Strikes are still gonna hit him. That's gonna be getting Shadow to Lexis. Turning it around on him. No more tricking by this rogue. And it's gonna be Nuke trying to see if he can bail out of there. Wait a second. Nuke may potentially be able to recover if he can maybe get himself another set of Kidney Shot. Another set of dots. Maybe a reset versus Lexis. He may be okay. Lexis gonna find him, get a shot on him. That's gonna be, I think, lights out as Lexis just continue to just viciously Shadow Strike him down with a quick stab onto him. God, how do I even say this name? It's like, man, I think it's in Russian. It would be the word "nitya," which I think is like complaining. Like if you were to translate it, I think it's like the word to complain or complaining or complains. I can't even tell. Like, how do you even give him like a nickname? How do you even give him a nickname? It's like letter N, letter U, letter T. Like, how do you make a nickname out of those two letters? Gonna be Shadow Strikes out Alexis versus the Paladin. Is gonna be able to force out big defensive, a blessing of protection as the Paladin is trying to see if he can mitigate the damage out of the rogue. It looks like it's gonna be full defensive backup for the man. I guess I'm just gonna have to go with Nitya. That's about as good as I can, man. I literally just had to go by his name. Alexa trying to see if he can skull. Does step a little bit into the consecration. Is going to be burning out a Shadow Dance just to get himself back-to-back stones. Going to be Nitya with a little bit of that Seraphim. Is that a proper Seraphim or is that just a proc? Looks it's a proc. Lexi trying to see if he can avoid him with them Shadow Steps back-to-back, but the sun locks him down. It's going to be disarmed to Nitya. This man is just not deterred. He doesn't have a weapon in his hands, but he's summoning literally Uther himself to grant the weapon. Hey, bro, pass me a weapon. Massive damage versus Alexis. This man with a cheat death barely like, oh, and Nitya does end up gaveling him down. With a heal, God Eggs going to be up next with the Shadow Priest changes. Got himself the Mind Blast as he got himself the full burst together with the Megalomania. Quick dispel on the bubble. That's going to be the Mages of the Dead center around the corner. Heal, God Eggs trying to see if he can maybe swing around. That's going to be that PI. He's going to go for a bit of a flash cap as eventually his health is going to be... Wait, does he... Wait a second. Did you not get, didn't you just use Megalomania? Oh, I was gonna say for a second, like, at some point it's just gonna do damage to you, right? I was just waiting for it. I was surprised. Does it burn through? I guess it ignores Flesh Cap, doesn't it? It just sets your health to 30%. So it's not really like a damage ability, it just like pops you to that. Which technically it is a damage ability, but it could also be a heal. It's weird. Gonna be a stun to Nietzsche. That's gonna be another set of full eruption for Heal God X. Try to see if we can get those shadow crashes, the mortars flying out towards the Paladin, maybe potentially horrifying him out in the open. Heal God does have himself the Void Eruption for a little bit and Void Bolts, so it's a lot of instant cast damage. Actually can maintain himself quite a bit of pressure versus Nietzsche. Got himself out in the open. That's gonna be the Shade spawned in. He has him in the execute range. Try to see if he can execute and missing it by a little bit, but Nietzsche's still extremely low on health. Try to see if he can fight through the shadow damage, fighting to keep himself alive. That's gonna be the Mages of the Dead. Hit with a stun with a Wake of Ash. A stun onto Heal God X. Try to see if you might be able to force some defenses out of him, but Nietzsche is gonna go for a Flash Cap around the corner. Unable to get a lot of the defenses from Heal God. Let's just try to see if he may be able to get himself a good position versus Nietzsche. Maybe another Void Eruption with a PI crashing down onto this Paladin. Potentially. Paladin name Whiner? Kerchel? I think that's actually a better name. I think that would be a better... Yeah, that technically would be like translation-wise. Whiner would be a better name. Although I don't want to call him Whiner. This guy's a winner, not a whiner. So I'll call him Nietzsche. Just because that is his name. Gonna be Heal God. Try to see if he can maybe fight through the damage of the Paladin wings, keeping him alive and steady. Heal God, force, pop and disperse, but try to get aggressive. Gonna be the Mages of the Dead summoned up. As he's stunned up, Nietzsche find himself super low on health, trying to keep himself alive as best as possible. With the Word of Glory spam, keeping himself afloat. Heal God popping right next to him. Try to go for a Shadowboard Death, I think. And then does get slammed down by it. Unless it was another Megalomania just now. PI available. He needs to make a play right now. Flash cut to give himself a life. Try to see if that may be enough with the horrified bolts mortaring away from Nietzsche. Try to see if he may be able to break through that shield. If he can somehow CC the man for just a second, break away from him. Stun. Does he lock him down? This could be the play. Trying to make an opportunity. Trying to make a win. That's going to be execute. Oh, he actually does do it. He pulls it off. That was rough. And it's gonna be Rana next to him. Just into with the silence and just looking to execute him immediately. Does get a fear out of Heal God X. But Rana is gonna end up slamming him down. Derma gonna be up next versus Rana. Actually, it's Rana is fine. I think Rana is fine. I think we'll call him Rana. But it's Visa Run? Oh, Run Visa Run. Visa being like a name. Run Visa Run is literally his name. I like that. It's like Run Baby Run, but Run Visa Run. We call him Rana. I think it's fine. Derma, try to see if he can just blast out the Shadow Priest with Shadow Strikes. I think he's just getting super lucky, and then Prague's going to be getting another cheap shot as Derma is looking for a bit of a reset. Rana had to go for this burst really early. That was just an opener by the rogue. Granted, it was also Shadow Blades, but that was just an opener, and you just had to immediately pop a defense. It's going to be immediate clock shadows for Derma, trying to deny any kind of CC by the Shadow Priest, trying to control him as best as they can, not giving him an opportunity to play the game at all. Resonate right next to him. Rana can't really do much about it. Don't have no human racial. I think it could be over potentially. That's going to be a mad divisor. It's back to back by the rogue. I think it may be over for Shadow Priest unless he gets a CC. Oh, they didn't even give him a chance. Actually, didn't give him a chance. That is crazy. And we got ourselves Tagsy slaying too, claiming to the damage over time. If Tagsy didn't have to go against two rogues back to back, I think that might have been a bit of a different duel. But man, rogues with them buffs, or nerves, I feel like it kind of scary, not gonna lie. Let's get ourselves another group going, boys, yeah? Another group for the 5V5 1v1 duels. We got Jesus, standby. All right, ready to go. Wait, you got a team? Okay, I guess Tagsy's ready, so we'll throw over to Jesus, and we'll get Sasha Pro in here as soon as possible. We'll do it like that, yeah? Tagsy and we'll get Sasha. Sasha or Glush, I'll get you in here immediately. Glush, твой команду буду в следующий дуэль. Это возьмет 5. Tagsy придет, всех убьет, и потом будем против себя играть. Хорошо, 5 минут. Скажи команде 5 минут. Try to tell him in Russian, yo, just wait 5 minutes. Taxy's gonna pop in and pop people's heads and we'll be good. 5 minutes, really quick, easy. I'm kind of playing up taxi here. I probably shouldn't be doing that, man. I probably shouldn't be doing that at all. But boys, thank you so much for joining the 5V5 1v1 Duels. I really much appreciate you, man. I very much appreciate you, boys. It's super fun hanging out with all of you, man. We got 210 Season 4 duels, man. Personal Season 4. Rugs are not going to become any more scary the longer the season is. Double-edged knights, I know, but they are nerfing some of those weapons and abilities. So maybe that creates an opportunity where those abilities and weapons probably won't be like super egregious this season, but who knows too, yeah? Who knows, man? We'll hope for the best. We'll definitely be hoping for the best. Alrighty, boys, switch. Alright, we got Team 1 together with Dermo on the standby. On that team, we got Lexus, Tagsy in the back. It looks like, we? I don't even know how to say your name. OI. It's gonna be first with Healed God on the standby. And don't call him we. Kiosko making a return as a survival hunter. Got himself that Necrolord barrier already surround him. I don't even know what to call you. I'll call you OE. Is that okay? OE? OE? Oi. It's Oi. Oh, okay. Oi. That actually doesn't work. Hey, because if I say something like Oi, what's going on? It sounds like I'm having a problem with something. Gonna be Kiosko. Trying to see if you may be able to bail away from Oi. As the Demon Hunter trying to keep the pressure rolling, got himself the meta for available, playing that 2-minute meta by the looks of it. So his meta should be fairly short. Although he's standing there for quite a while. Unless it's something else. Wait, is your meta 2-minute meta? I guess it is. Because it does take 2 cooldowns 2 minutes over in the bottom left. But it felt like he lasted in there for a while. I guess you do have the tier set that does grant you a little bit longer of a duration, so that probably helps out a ton. Gonna be a stone to Kiosko. Oh, I tried to see if he can just absolutely slice right through him, going for the most amount of mobility and slices as a fresh cut comes out, and Kiosko just trying to see if he can back out. That's gonna be a demon spawning in, so if there's a freezing trap around the corner by Kiosko, the demon should be able to break you out. Oh, I tried to see if he can maintain the pressure versus Kiosko, as the man is just looking to keep the dots rolling versus Demon Hunter. Gonna be will look like almost, I don't think it was a trinket, but it might have been a pet sack for Kiosko. Is the pet going down? Actually, no, your pet's still alive. I thought your pet was dead for a second, but Kiosko could potentially finally go for Freezer Trap. No more demon around the corner. Looks like he set something up for Oi, but unable to really get it. Wait, Freezer Trap does actually apply. Kiosko is able to break away, does get himself a faint death, but not in a combat just yet. Not able to go for a proper camo, but it's going to be a flash cut at the very least. Still played it very, very defensively as the Demon Hunter just continuing the pressure, continuing the onslaught. Kiosko finally gets an opportunity to nip him with a stump for a second. Death shock him, huge burst. Kiosko trying to see if that may be enough. Gonna be a full defenses out for Oi. Got himself dodge capability, but Kiosko does end up getting the proc though. It does get, I think, what it will look like a kill shot through the blurred dodge, through the damage reduction. Got himself a fatty crit and took him out. My goodness, got himself camo. Heal God immediately picking up the eyes, trying to get aggressive with Kiosko, trying to deny him any kind of capability to recover. Is Heal God playing the Shadow Crash, by the way? Does anybody know? I want to know if that ability actually does like decent damage, because 25% buff, I imagine should be pretty good inside of all your cooldowns. I imagine it should hit for a decent amount. Got a reverse magic those. I don't think you can reverse magic while you're frozen. I know you can reverse magic while your allies are frozen in like an arena, but I don't think you can eat a freezing trap and then reverse magic it. So I think you're actually kind of limited on what you can do. Big PI available for Heal God. Got himself plenty of mobility. Megalomania. Massive lockdown to Kiosko. He has nowhere to go. He's going to get himself a slight heal in between as Heal God trying to go for the execute. Going to be great and fade. Trying to keep himself moving the bed. Eating the freezing trap. But there's nothing that stops him right now. Kiosko, the only thing he has that separates him from the Shadow Priest is the pet stun and a charge trap on one side of this arena, but feeling very, very defensive, looking for as much recovery. It looks like was able to remove the damage over time abilities off of himself, but that feign death Lego nerve that Blizzard has implemented a while back is starting to hurt. Gonna be Heal God with a disperse, has himself the chakram ripping right through him, but able to last that disperse to keep that defensive value for that explosive effect of that Necrolord legendary. Kiosko tried to get those Monkey Bites or Raptor Strikes going. Gonna be Void Eruption with a sub by Heal God. Looking to mortar some of those Void Bolts onto Kiosko. Trying not to set that CC for long at all. Trying to keep the pressure on the Hunter. Trying to deny him any kind of resets. Flash cut for Kiosko. Looking for a bit of recovery. Gonna be a silence available for Heal God if he wants to. Getting trapped on Shadow very, very quickly. Trying to decide whether he wants to chase after Kiosko or look for cover. And looks like he needs to stay on top of Kiosko at all times if he wants to keep the pressure rolling. Kiosko find himself a camo. Wait a second. Oh, what the? Wait, Kiosko's so clean with that camo. I think for Heal God, you just gotta maintain like a Shadow Word Pain on that pet at all times to deny any kind of camo opportunity. Quick fear onto Kiosko as well as the pet. Isn't your pet an undead? I thought your pet was undead. Isn't that Raban from the King's Rest? Isn't that, or is that a beast? Is that thing an undead or is that thing a beast? I can't even tell. I thought it was always undead. Or do you need like an actual undead skeletal like Rapture in order to have a proper undead pet? You may need a proper undead pet because I thought that would be immune to fear. Gonna be a back-to-back void bolts onto Kiosko. Does get hit with the DP. That's quite a lot of dots with the shade spawning in for Heal God, but Kiosko able to at least go behind the pillar. Got himself the turtle for damage reduction. May need a feign death in order to remove all these dots. It looks like he's maybe potentially just waiting for feign death. Maybe waiting for the dots to fall off his pet as well. And Heal God trying to see if he can push in. Kiosko eventually is going to have a feign death, potentially camo. As long as the pet doesn't have any dots, maybe he could get himself a getaway. But looks like with the Shadow Priest, he may not be able to. Shadow Priest, I think, had himself Megalomania, so he does dip kind of low. But Kiosko with the skill trap, able to keep the priest in place. No dots on the pet on himself. Actually in the clear, it's going to get himself a camo and see if he can skulk out of that arena. With Heal God looking for a bit of a rehealing. I think the man may be limited on mana. As we hit in that 5-minute mark, 5% dampener, boys. Kiosko just tried to recover all that health. I think he knows he has himself a very bursty go in case he needs to. He knows he can do a full lockdown with the Necrolord go. Gonna be a silence on the Heal God X. Actually kind of limited on what he could do. The damage and the healing he does afterwards is gonna be a little bit limited. Does go for a full PI. Hoping to get those big Void Bolt procs. So Kiosko does get a lot of those Void Bolts hitting him directly. Silence on the Kiosko could be big trouble. Does go for a feign death with a flesh cap. Immediately the pet is gonna have some dots as well as the Mages of the Dead ripping it apart. And Kiosko just looking to get himself a bit of recovery. Heal God did go for a really strong play. There was a lot of those Void Eruptions slamming against Kiosko back to back. Actually, it was very well played. There was a lot of Burns of damage building up and continuing the CC chain, keeping Kiosko completely controlled for a moment. Quick fear onto the Hunter. Looks like Heal God is trying to see if he can find some cover in the shade of the pillar. But trying to keep the damage rolling versus Kiosko as best as he can. Another Void Eruption that could potentially be a huge go. Is that a proper Void Eruption or is that like Megalomania? I can't even tell. I guess if we see him casting while moving, that may be a Megalomania actually. Looks like he's trying to get as much damage as he can. Instant cast back to back with Kiosko. Still locking up for a second. Does he have any CC to follow up? That's going to be Kiosko getting hit by the Scythian with a stun to Heal God. It's going to go for Disperse. Does surround this damage. Kiosko trying to see if he can maybe out-muscle the Shadow Priest. May need to go for a defensive play here, as both of them dip super low. Kiosko trying to see if he can take down the Scythian. That's going to be Heal God taking the time to get some dots on Kiosko. Does try to go for it. Execute. Many bandages available for Kiosko, able to remove the disease of devouring plague. And Heal God, I don't know if he's got any more dots on Kiosko. Quick fade death for a second. Is the pet dotted? No, it's not. So Heal God needs to pick up the eyes immediately. That or get himself as much healing and mana as possible. Looks like he's trying to Shaman. Kiosko staying in that camo, trying to see if he can get himself full recovery. I think it's been a bit since the Shadow Priest gotta be a bit of a competitor in these duels. Like, this guy's just keeping it up, man. He just keeps it going. In fact, if you need to burn, if you need to run for duels, Void Shift, we actually do a lot of Void Shift now. As of the recent, because Shadow Priest is generally not that amazing for duels, we do allow them an extra defensive utility to get himself a little bit more healing. Alright, how's it going, Devil Man? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful, beautiful day, my guy. Flash cut for Kiosko. Looking for a full recovery as we hit on the 8-minute mark, 20% dampener. Heal God X still looking pretty healthy, and most likely by this point should have a couple of defenses going back in little by little. He's going to go for a Greater Fate, trying to see if he can use that Greater in order to create some line of sight behind the pillar. Going to be quick control by Kiosko on that Shadow. Does deny a little bit of that survivability for Heal God with the silence to follow, as it's going to be the Chimeric Poison stun into Heal God X. I believe that maybe, is that a Megalomania or is that proper Void Eruption? It's very difficult to tell. But it's going to be dispersed on Heal God. Stun to Kiosko. May have a human racial. Freeze trap waiting for a by to Heal God. That's going to be immediate trick. And by the Shadow Priest, got himself a little bit of CC on the pet. Kiosko catch himself, I think, what looks like a feign death with a turtle. Does get himself a proper camo. The pet does get dotted. Does deny Kiosko any camo healing. It is going to burn an acceleration for it, though. So for Heal God, that actually may be a perfect opportunity. Got a mind play onto that pet. May potentially be enough in order to at least get the pet dotted and rotted. And then keep pressure into Kiosko. At least denying that camo, denying the freebie heal for the Hunter. force him to use the combat heal of Exhilaration. Heal guy find himself very, very low on health. Great Fate for a second, may need to rotate Vampiric Embrace as he gets some dots onto Kiosko as well as the pet. Limited on what he could really do. Trying not to get interrupted. Stun to Kiosko, but that chakra just explodes him. That is super unfortunate. He just had a situation where he just couldn't get a single cast off. That is incredibly unfortunate, boys. Oh my goodness. And Taxi gonna be up next. Freezing Trap, rotting him down for a second, or rooting him down for a second. Kioska, try to see if you may be able to deal with these dots. Gonna be the Incubus joining in. Kioska normally has a much easier time against the dots. But with that Feign Death legendary nerf that happened shortly before Season 4, I think that does make Hunters a little bit squishier to damage over time. Try to see if he catches up with a camera, but the pet is dotted. Unless he's able to get himself a proper Feign Death again, he may be in a bit of a tight spot. That Incubus, try to see if he can slow him down. Taxi eating all these freezing traps, even though I'm sure he's hoping that his pet, his Incubus, would be the one eating all these traps. But Kioskum, trying to be extra careful with his placement. Big quick Chakram onto Taxi, double explosion onto the Incubus as well as the Warlock. It's gonna go for the bit of that Dark Pact in order to create that shield and survive this burst. Mortal interfere into Kioska. Perfect opportunity for Taxi to get some dots. Gonna be stunned to Kioska. Unless Kioska gets up a Feign Death right now, Taxi could actually be in a great position. Does get hit with a freeze. Kioska looking to get himself recovery. Does establish a quick Feign Death unless Taxi sent in the Incubus. I don't think there's any way to really stop it. Is Incubus still around? It is. I think Taxi just pulling it back. It's going to be Chimeric onto the Warlock. Locked out for a second. Weakened from his damage that he can do. The healing that he can get to himself for a short amount of time. Kioska just continued to keep it running though. I actually am surprised. I think we haven't seen Survival Hunters in just for quite a bit now. And Kioska just bringing it back, man. It showed us the explosive potential of a Survival Hunter. Just doesn't wait until the Death Chakra bursts. It's going to be a Mortal Call as the Death Chakra connects. Kioska potentially can maybe make a play here. That is a pretty big physical damage increase onto Taxi. Trying to potentially interrupt him. It's going to be a big drain onto Kioska with all these dots ramped up. It's going to be Taxi porting next to Kioska, looking to drain him dry. Quick medic advantage, but I think the dots are just going to do it, man. It took a little bit of time, but Kioska lasted for at least 12 minutes in those duels. 40% dampener. And Taxi did have to just use all the mobility to catch the Hunter out of position, rot him down, drain him with them dots very, very quickly, burst him down. Did have to commit quite a lot of cooldowns. Not all ECDs, as he's still holding on to the Dark Soul Hysteria buff, but he did have to burn the, what's it called? The Dark Glare in order to maximize all those dots. But that drain was perfect. It was a lot of damage. Huge Buttman gonna be up next. Got himself that Necrolord Alice Shaman gameplay going. Potentially playing the Ascendance Legendary, I imagine. Did you already burn? Oh yeah, I guess you did burn Fire Elemental because it is right next to you. I looked at your code as I thought, huh. Gonna be a quick interrupt by Taxi. Trying to get super aggressive. Looks like Taxi no longer has a pet. Just ends up sacrificing the pet in order to make sure he has an interrupt available. Buttman going for a lasso. And Taxi trying to see if he gets some dots onto that pet. Drain life to follow as the meteor comes crashing down. Buttman has himself a massive burst combo. Does he get himself the big go though? He's a Sky Fury. He has himself lightning in his hands and needs to send it as soon as possible. It's going to be quite a lot of damage. Trying to see if maybe we can get something lightened up versus Taxi. Lightning bolts flying. That's doing quite a bit of damage, but the drain life letting him recover quite a lot of health. Taxi trying to get aggressive, trying to keep the dot pressure rolling versus Huge. If he can get himself a UA versus Huge, he'll be in a fantastic spot. Going to be Huge. I think dropping down. Was that a Tremor? Did it try dropping down Tremor, or was that a Trinket? I think it was a Tremor. I think it Tremor that Fear. I think he's just trying to deny any kind of dot pressure, any kind of UA by Taxi, because if he gets any UAs on him, he may be in a position where he could be rotting down. Taxi going for a Mortal Call into a Fear, finally able to establish all the dots. Full Dark Soul Hysteria is going to go for the Dark Layer. Full dots are running down. Huge. He's to find a way to remove some of those damage over time abilities. Definitely needs to cleanse himself off that agony. Trying to see if he can fight through the damage over time with healing surges, but it may not be enough. Locked out onto nature. Does he have a flush cap? That's the only thing that's going to keep him alive. Is it going to be enough though? Does delay his inevitable demise, but he may just be done and done. Double zaps on the Taxi. The man is stalwart in the Dark Pack, barely taking damage. Is gonna go for a quick drain. Sucking out my man dry with Soul Lunar. Gonna be up next. Try to see if they may be able to play also Affliction, playing a little bit of a different build of Affliction though. They are playing into a Death Bolt, so potentially could be even burstier than Taxi. If they can get all their dots and everything, but it's going to be Taxi establishing the dots on the Soul Looter really early. It's going to be as much of an even match as possible. Soul trying to maybe get himself line aside. Mortal exchanged by the both of them, and both Warlocks are going for immediately using the same strats as the other. That was actually like mirror play, Mortal into UA, but Taxi stopped himself to try to get an interrupt versus Soul. Soul should be able to have an interrupt of his own, so actually Taxi could be in trouble. That's going to be Taxi summoning a fresh pet in order to get that double interrupt versus Soul. Soul got some dots on the Taxi. It's going to go for the full Dark Leg. Going to be Taxi getting the full set of dots. Soul Rod getting set up by Soul. Soul Rod set up by Soul. That's going to be kind of annoying to say over and over. I feel like it's going to be confusing. Drain Soul onto that pet. That's going to be Taxi sacrificing any targets for Soul. He just started the drain and he couldn't complete it. Going to be Taxi backing up away out from that stun. The Shatter Crash and Soul Looter. Not really looking all that healthy. Definitely needs to go for as much food, as much survivability here. It's going to go for that Mage food from Samaton, provided by the boy. Taxi trying to see if he can maybe crash the stun around the corner. Going to be a Mortal set up with the Soul early on. Definitely needs to get a Mortal versus Taxi if they want to have survivability. Needs to get aggressive at some point. Try to get a UA onto Taxi. He's successfully able to do so. Actually, something got interrupted. It wasn't the shadow damage. Actually, the Taxi's run down to the shadow damage, trying to see if he can take down Soul. Does end up going for Malefic Rapture spam to take him down. It took him a little bit to get a setup. That Death Bowl did attack him and did end up rampaging right through him. Taxi's still dotted up. He just can't really do much in terms of survivability, unless he ends up going up against Sematon or Jesus. Potentially, if he can get a CC on one of them and go for a big drain setup, he may be in a good spot, but right now this man is a little bit behind on health. Unless he gets some cooldowns available, he could be in a little bit of a tight spot. Who's up next? Is it going to be Sematon? Looks like it potentially is the Mage. It is the Mage. Try to see if you can play some Fire. Apparently Fire got nerfed in this recent build. I think Sematon is playing the triple shield Lego. I want to explain the triple shield Lego because of the blink shield nerfs. Taxi able to get dots immediately versus Samaton, but that's going to be Fire Blast on the chicken immediately. Taxi got himself the Dark Pack, trying to see if he can push up versus Sammy. But Sammy is looking just to give himself a bit of a reset. Big old drain available for Taxi. Full combustion is up. Trying to see if he can just drain through the combustion. Interrupt available for Sammy. Finally is able to lock down Taxi on Shadow. Taxi potentially could go for CC back-to-back chains versus Sammy is going to go for a fear. Unless Sammy goes for a big defensive. I think actually may have to ice block this one. Trying to go for a blink does not have the shield blink. And that's going to be all his dots burnt through very quickly. Oh my god, his shields did not last long at all. Got himself that soul shape, but I think that drain life may just do him in. That could be cauterized. And potentially even ice block. He's still just dotted. He's still rotted. The man actually has to go and freeze his health. Freeze his damage. He's got to freeze his bank account. It's going to drain. Oh my goodness. Taxi could potentially recover. I don't know how he's going to fight against the Death Knight, but if he can somehow just get Sammy CC'd and the drained, he may be able to recover a little bit of health. Quick breath by Sam, just looking to get away from the Warlock as fast as possible. Taxi keeping the dots rolling. Any Pyroblasts are actually going to be kind of deadly. That's going to be all the time available for Sam. Might be able to use it defensively. Soul run up for Taxi. Got himself the full damage available. Maybe he can go for a big drain. Needs to make sure he doesn't get interrupted. It's going to be a Resonator. Trying not to get interrupted, but is trying to get himself a little bit of survivability, a little bit of healing. Sam, I think, just drops down to the dots. There's nothing he can do. Got himself a small shield with an over Taxi, but the dots are just going to do him in. He's on the seed pod. Wait, Taxi may... Oh, whoa. I think that just realized. I think he just realized what happened. He did not mean to chain of ice him. I think he just realized that it was a seed pod. Unfortunate. He realized his mistake. He stopped immediately. Unless it was a chain of ice to stop Taxi, which I don't think it was, but who knows. And Taxi decides to, hey, I'm just gonna forfeit, letting the rogues get a chance to play. Okay, interesting. Gonna be Derma trying to see if he can get a shadow strike versus Jesus. Immediately the grippy hand comes out, trying to see if he claw down the rogue, maybe grip him wild away from the pillar. Just try to see if he can maybe blast out some damage versus Derma. Derma with a cloak as well as evasion. Go for shadow steps back to back to stay behind Jesus as best as possible. Not trying to aid those, obliterates full frontal. Let's give a snowball, send a Dermo. It won't really bounce on Dermo at all. But if you could bounce off of Dermo onto like an ally of Jesus, like send out the goal, send out a snowball, have that bounce between the two, I feel like that could actually have worked. I think is that a talent coming in Dragonflight actually? With the ability to like bounce back to back like that? Or am I wrong about them in chat? Or am I wrong? Stun onto the pet. Sap onto Jesus. Does go for a trinket off of the sap. Trying to see if he can maybe get a stun versus Derma. Does he have enough damage is my question. Immediate get a shot on Jesus. Does go for Resonator. It's going to be a trinket for the Remorse switch. It does get re-frozen back up. Stun again. Does he have enough damage with that Eviscerate? That's going to be Jesus barely alive. Blind on by Derma. I don't think there's a way this Death Head recovers. I think he just tried to struggle in a rogue's world and we're just living in it. Derma literally could take him out in a single Shadow Strike. I think it's just over. I don't think there's any way he recovers. It doesn't even go for Shadow Strike. I think this is a full-blown Eviscerate. Tags him with the 4 kills though. It was a long duel by Kioska. He did his very, very best, boys. Kioska tried to hold the fort for his team as best as he could. But Tagsy was able to eventually rod down the enemy team. Let's get you guys back up and running, yeah? Yo, Jesus and Tagsy, let me know if you guys are ready. We got to get you versus Gloosh back up and running. His team has been waiting for a bit, man. We got to get you back in here. Hey, Dal, I got a question for you. This is my first time going to PvP, and I'm on the easy class. What are your thoughts? Easy class. I think we'll go Jesus versus Sasha. Just because Jesus and Gloosh haven't played each other. And then we'll get Tagsy back in here immediately. Chat, what would you recommend? I think like a warrior is good. I think a warrior is an awesome class to play. Hunters, Beastmaster is also pretty good, or at least should be good. Warlocks recently got some changes, but I think it should still be pretty decent, shouldn't they? Rogues. I think monks are actually really good. They're kind of squishy, but they do a lot of damage. So if you can get used to it, used to the fact that you take a ton of hits, I think it would draw a monk a lot. I think a warrior though would be a fantastic choice. I think warriors right now are really, really, really good. Fairly tanky, fairly straightforward. I think you would enjoy it. I think the first +10 dungeon, the Apex is fun. Just sort of stack things. Divine Purpose, Sanctified Wrath, but like low DPS though. Back to Sarah Final Reckoning, I guess. Yeah, I guess so, Dogan. I'm still trying to figure out what are going to be the best talents for like the Season 4 right now in Mythic Plus. BM never fails newbies. Yeah, BM is generally pretty good. Demon Hunter Antisus DH. Hey everyone, hey Dal, what's up, Blue-Eyed Wanderer? How you doing, man? Yeah, Warrior's been good. Running around in solo shuffle at 240, absolutely insane damage and survivability played, right? Yeah, Warriors can be really good generally. Generally tanky with good defensives, good utility, stuff like that. It's so hard to recommend a class because like if you want a good class or an easy class, sometimes like you gotta play a good class that's kind of challenging. Like a rogue is generally most people find rogue kind of like challenging to pick up, but it's a really good class. So Twitch, gonna be Jesus first though versus the Gloosh. Just absolutely get a rampage, but these eviscerates, oh my god, these eviscerates, what? Oh, hold on. Jesus thought he maybe could survive this burst go by the rogue. That was just an opener with Shadow Blades. Okay. Chat, you know, I said at the beginning of Season 4, like, hey, you know, it looks like rogues are getting nerfed slightly. Like, Sub-Rogue is getting a 10% nerf in Eviscerate, and how everybody in the chat said that's gonna mean nothing because Rogue's Eviscerates hit so hard anyway. A 10% nerf is a drop in a bucket. I think my whole entire chat was right. The devs may have to double back and be like, you know what, let's take a look at the Sub-Rogue again. Because Gloosh is not even like in new gear. This is just him using the old gear. Gonna be Buttman trying to go for the double knockback wombo combo onto Gloosh, trying to see if he could hop, skip, and jump him like a skip and rock. But Gloosh just continued to get a message back to back. Quick and trip on that X. Just absolutely unfairly collapsed the damage onto a huge Buttman. That was actually unfair. He just absolutely did him in. That was actually too much. Gloosh, what are you doing? You're gonna get Rogue's nerfed yet again. What the? You guys just got nerfed. At least act like it's affecting your damage. Jesus Christ. Shadow Step that far. I think he's got a Condi that lets him like get a longer Shadow Step. And I think that Condi, so that conduit I think reduces the cooldown of Shadow Step by the static reduction, but the distance of Shadow Step is something that scales, and it apparently can scale to like hilarity. It scales basically to like 60 yards. You'll literally have a Shadow Strike on you, or a Shadow Step to you, no matter where you are. Soul Lunar, try to see if you're able to lock down Lush, but it's going to be a stun lock by the Rogue. It's going to go for a port with the Human Racial. Try to see if you can bail out of it. Going to be immediate stun by the Rogue, avoiding the Shivara that's just hanging out in stealth. And Gloosh, with that Shadowy Duel, it's interesting that Shadowy Duel basically prevents pets from like immediately attacking you. That or like messing with their AI. I'm not really sure what causes the problem exactly, but it definitely does prevent Soul from going and getting the proper like CC onto Gloosh. Finally get a shot, finally that lockdown, but Soul can still be in trouble. I think it may be over. Has a wall, Mortal get inside of Gloosh. The Gloosh does no longer has a trinket though, so at least there's that. Soul trying to get some dots to the Gloosh is going to go for the Dark Glare, potentially could go for the Dark Soul area, just to get as much dots as possible and potentially get a fatty drain. Definitely looking for that health recovery right now. Letting those pets go behind the pillar versus the Gloosh. Try to keep the dots rolling in. Gloosh is ready for a Shadow Step. He's ready to get aggressive. Going to be immediately Shadow Stepping. I think try to go for maybe an interrupt versus Soul. That's going to be Kid's shot. Maybe that'll be enough damage. Soul trying to see if it's surviving. Dark Bag does come back up on a clutch. It's going to go for a quick forward, and Gloosh meets him with a cheap shot immediately. Soul no longer has any defenses. Got some mobility, but those Shadow Steps let him close the gap so quickly. Going to be quick drain, and Soul is able to finally catch up. A little bit of healing. Warlock helps him getting burned. Does activate Dark Soul stability just to give himself the most amount of burst damage. Hoping to get counter aggressive versus Gloosh, but looks like the rogue dies at itself. It should be able to avoid any dot damage from Soul, unless you got the Succubus to go for that CC. It's going to be cheap shot by the rogue, locking down the pet. I'm not letting him do anything at all, and it's going to be Gloosh taking down the Warlock. My goodness, someone's going to have to stop this man. This guy's running wild. He's literally on fire. I mean, he's literally got a fire blast burning his back, but he is literally on fire, blasting these boys out. Again, Rogue's got nerfed. Right, Rogue's got nerfed, 10% eviscerate nerf. Always hope. Blizzard was like, yep, that's exactly what we need in order to make Rogues a little bit less crazy for PvP. And I said this at the very beginning, chat, when we were still in Season 3, like, Rogues scaled incredibly well with endgame gear, and we're already in endgame with Season 3. We get endgame plus now in Season 4. At Gloosh, there's no way he was able to get himself that much more gear in the first week. I mean, you have a little bit more conquest in the beginning, but damn. This guy is absolutely just raking it. Jesus. But maybe potentially, Samaton could best him. This is a Fire Mage picking up the eyes, trying to see if he can get him out in the open. Gonna be a Blinks to break him out of the stuns. That's gonna be a Resonator, trying to see if he can lock down the Mage. Unable to, as the Mage just walks out of Resonator. Quick combustion damage, trying to see if he can get away from Gloosh. Gonna be immediate blind by the Rogue. Gonna be a trinket about Samaton. Does get himself the all the time walking to push in towards Gloosh to try to get some damage in. Nova's him out in the open. Gloosh able to somehow break that Nova. I'm not even sure how. Shadowblade's available for this Rogue. Lockdown on Sammy. Sammy trying to see if he can get himself a Resonator go, which the Gloosh is gonna be an Ice Block. Looking to get himself the recovery inside of the block of ice, and Gloosh is looking for the reset. He's literally staring at him. He's like just ready to go. He's ready to Shadow Step, ready to lock him down a single stun. Gonna be Sammy dropping down Ring of Fire just to create some Ring of Peace and Mind. Hopefully Rogue doesn't walk into that one. Sammy at least is playing a blink, like a proper blink play style. So he's able to blink out of stuns. He's not shimmering out of stuns, he's blinking. So with Gloosh going in for a full kidney shot, he can at least blink and avoid the full kidney shot. The cheap shot isn't going to stop him, but at least he's able to get out of a full stun, and that may be able to give him a little bit of like a breather, a little bit of opportunity to breathe that fiery breath onto Gloosh, bring that cinnamon breath on him. Cheap shot, Sammy going in for the blink, Gloosh going in for a kidney shot. So actually Gloosh is switching it out. That is going to be all the time ahead of time for Sammy, so he does get himself that extra cover, so he can always go back to his own health percentage. Try to see if he can punish Gloosh while the Rogue is out in the open, hits him with a Nova, try to go for shifted power, going to be quick and sharp by the Rogue. Quick breath as the Rogue looking to continue the onslaught, got himself the mark for death ready. Hoping to get a bunch of back-to-back eviscerates. Gonna be Sammy trying to see if maybe he can get himself some survivability. Still holding on to the cauterites. Unless Gloosh, if you can just burst him down through the cauterites, that could be really bad for the Mage. Blinking away from Gloosh. Does try to see if he can soul shape out of that. It's gonna be a kidney shot to follow. Does give himself just a little bit more survivability. Gonna be that cauterites at the 6-minute mark. Trying to see if he can juke out of that. Does he have a shield to survive this? He doesn't, but he does get a seed pod. If Gloosh can just re-engage the seed pod very quickly, which I think he'll be able to. There's no way Sammy survives this, yeah? Yeah, there's a couple of eviscerates taking him out, blasting him out of the game. Kiosko looking to maybe get himself a setup versus Gloosh. This is the last man. They could potentially hold us back from Gloosh. They could potentially get this Rogue out of here. Because the team Gloosh didn't get a chance to play, man. They all need a chance to at least test the metal versus at least Kiosko. But Kiosko's gonna definitely have to play the best World of Warcraft he has ever played. Drop down all the traps, lock down Gloosh in the perfect go, use him force the trick out of the Rogue, go for a reset, lock him down the stun, and I think burst him down. He needs to find a way to outplay this Rogue. And Gloosh, I mean, he just needs to keep slamming the Viscerates and hoping for that crits. He's already playing as best as he can. He always brings his A game every single time. Flare down for a second, pet over to the side, not next to the rogue. That's gonna be traps around the corner, not walking into a freezing trap immediately. Gloosh has Shadow Blades ready. Kioska taking mad damage, gonna be the pet sack, immediately freezing trap. Oh wait, Kioska's still going down. Acceleration does burn a turtle at no health. Oh my god, how do you stay composed during that burst? How do you stay collected when the rogue is just doing that much damage to you? Gonna be a charge trap, got Kioska out in the open, shadowy duel. Is Kioska just done? Does he have a stun available? If Kioska has a stun, maybe he could lock down Gloosh, because the man no longer has anything. It's gonna be Death Shock him on him. Does stun the pet for a second. Shadow step towards Kioska. Does get a stun to Gloosh. Grenades are after Kioska, trying to see if he can burn the most amount of damage. Realizes he's actually out of damage and has to go for the man advantage. That is super unfortunate. I think the reason why Kioska had to go for a freezing trap and delay his burst is because he tries to go for a Death Chakram, then a stun to Gloosh to make sure the Death Chakram explosion and the damage maximizes inside of that stun. Although as soon as he throws out a Chakram, Gloosh knows that the damage is coming. It's kind of like a big giveaway. Steel trap on a Gloosh, does trap the rogue for a second. At least can keep him with a hunter's mark and dotted. And he can at least throw grenades at him. At least he's got a little bit of that. Gloosh needs to see if he can close the gap with Kioska. Does have a Shadow Step ready to go. Kioska trying to give him line of sight as best as possible. Death Shotgun. Gonna be a Resonator. Unless Kioska get himself an ability here some way, somehow. Oh my god. No. He even feign deathed. I am surprised he feigned death and the Resonator still slapped him for that much. Gloosh taking out these boys one at a time. 1v5. Easy by this rogue. That's actually incredible. That is actually so difficult to get through, dude. Oh my god. That's crazy. That's actually insane. Taxi, always anyways, I got RBGs, fun hanging out. Yo, thanks so much for joining, Taxi. Hopefully we'll see you next duel next week, yeah? Ant, I got a group, we got Ant with a group, let's go. I guess we can do Ant versus Sasha. Sasha needs to get a go. Taxi, I guess Taxi taking over Anto taking over Taxi's group, I guess, yeah? Let's get Anto and Sasha in here. And we get Jesus on standby. We'll get him in the next one as soon as possible. Gloosh didn't even let us see him play, dude. So we gotta give him another go. We gotta give him another chance in the arena. Maybe this time they actually get a chance to play. Ruins of Lordaeron. That may be a small enough arena. There's the video. Yeah, there it is. Down 5v1 after the duels. Yeah. Hell yeah. Answer equals Jesus group. Is it? Oh. Oh, okay. Is anyone taking over Taxi's group then? Who wants to take over Taxi's group? I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't realize it was. I guess it is a bit of a rematch then, yeah. But if anybody's taking over Taxi's group, boys, let me know. Is it Subdued? Are you taking over? Yeah, I guess gonna open it in the Legacy raid as soon as I can. Okay, I didn't realize it. Sorry about that, boys. One thing I learned is I can alter time into the seed thing, and alter time will still activate. Lol. Yeah, apparently you can alter time into the seed, and alter time will still activate. It's kind of weird. Not sure why you can't seduce and duel makes no sense. Your pet should go with you. You think so? Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, Solar. But I guess the pet is outside of the shadowy duel. Which I guess it kind of gives the rogue a cover and gives him a reason to use Shadowy Duel, but yeah, I can kind of agree to some regard. It just feels like you're kind of naked with a rogue, and there's nothing you could do. Switch. We got ourselves Sammy first up over for the team 1 with Talaran for the team 2. Sticking to his guns as an arms warrior. Immediate ulti time for Sammy, feared by Talaran, forced him to trick it out of the Mage. And I was gonna say out of the rogue for a second, but that's gonna be Talaran with the Aegis trick and trying to see if he can go for as much self-recovery as possible. Shifted power potentially could get interrupted by the warrior, knocking down on Sammy. Unless Sammy can walk out of the ancient aftershock, he's just gonna continue to get a knockdown and generate more resources for Talaran. Shaman trying to avoid the Resonator as best as possible, does back away for a second. It's gonna be a freeze with a Ring of Frost. Or Ring of Fire. It's gonna be Sammy trying to see if he can bail away from Talaran, but Shadow Throw is gonna shatter his hopes and dreams of trying to recover any health whatsoever. Talaran kind of lowish on health actually, but if he can just take down Sammy and stay away from the next competitor long enough, you may be okay. Try to see if you can drop down big avatar, lock it out, Sammy on fire, potentially hoping to maybe get a couple more executes in there. Warbreaker, try to see if you can break through Sammy, or Warbreaker charge, I believe it was, right? Reflect onto the poly, but it's just gonna keep the pressure rolling. Sammy, maybe in big trouble. Execute 1, potentially execute 2. I think Sammy's just out of the game right now. Try to see if he can bail out of there. Got him some shields for a second. Dalaran actually committed a lot of cooldowns there. Burned a trinket just to take down Sammy. And that's going to be the C-Pod getting absolutely cleaved into 2. But now we get a chance for the team 2 to actually get a chance to play. We got Anto on the team. We got Huge Buttman. We got Jesus in the back and Kioska. And that's going to be Dalaran trying to see if he can hold on strong versus an elemental Shaman. I wonder how this is going to go. Dalaran does end up getting himself a little bit of health recovery. Mad damage on Dalaran. What was that burst that are huge? Wait, that was actually, what just happened? He just lava bursted him down. In a single global, just a bunch of lava bursts flew out. Maybe, not even with a Sky Fury. Was that just an Ascendance proc or something? Did I just miss a huge Ascendance proc? I don't understand. That was a mad amount of damage there. I think if the team 2 is a little bit shocked, they're like, the guy died? I guess we gotta figure out who's gonna go next. Rana gonna be up next. Ron Basia Run, call him Rana for short. Gonna be a stun onto this huge buttman. Burning a trinket, trying to keep himself afloat, trying to keep himself mobile. Looking to knock back Rana, but ends up using Thunderstorm in order to knock him back. He kind of punched him into the tombstone, knocked him out of the way, booping him out into the open. It's gonna be rotating the Earth Elemental, trying to bolster his defenses, give himself an extra utility in there with that stun as well as that earthy cover. Gonna be a mad Earth Shocks on Rana with a stun by the Earth Elemental, trying to get some lava bursts in while the Sky Fury Totem is up. Rana just trying to see if he can maybe survive all this onslaught of bursts. Got himself the Siphon, got himself fast cast with the PI. I was looking to potentially give himself a flow. That was also a Diffuse Magic is running a Void Shift, which is allowed for Shadow Priest. If you're a Shadow Priest and you want to run Void Shift in order to give yourself a little bit of survivability in 5v5 duels, you are allowed to. Shadow Priest right now don't have the greatest survivability in the game, so we are allowing them to use Void Shift, because that is something you would use in Arena potentially if you're getting trained super hard. So if let's say you're running against the Death Knight, that may be like your own saving grace that even evens out the duel even more. Huge Budman trying to get some cast while on the move, trying to see if he can fish for a Lava Burst proc, getting mad damage versus Rana. That is also going to be the Fire Elemental available, which does amplify the damage of this Lava Burst as well. But Huge Budman looking for a bit of a recovery behind the pillar. That was Rana burning a disperse, trying to see if they can tough out the fiery explosive damage of this Lava Burst, crashing against them. Silence on Huge for a second, trying to go for Wood Eruption, but Huge does dip behind the pillar. Going to be Rana looking for a bit of a flash cut, but unable to even get himself any kind of recovery at all. Huge going for a mad, what is that, Earthshock, Frostshock, Lava Burst combo? What was that just now? Just absolutely just swung his hand to the side and swiped right. I guess swipe right on the Shadow Priest is like, nah, next. Nietzsche is going to be up next. Massive Earthshock onto Nietzsche immediately. What is this damage out of the Shaman? Yo, Ellen Shaman's back, boys? What is going on? Nietzsche got himself wings. Wings have been nerfed recently. Nietzsche does have a little bit more sustained damage, but wings and the damage of wings has been nerfed by quite a bit. Gonna be Nietzsche interrupted on the flesh gift, unable to get himself a full shield coalesce defensively. Huge Bobby just burning mad lava bursts back to back on him. Nietzsche drops super low for a second. Does get himself a shield of vengeance, managed to burn a bubble at some point though. Huge Bobby trying to use whatever recovery he can in order to live this. Gonna be immediate trinket off that hammer of justice, like the last to separate from Nietzsche, so that shield of vengeance explodes far away from him. Got himself a flame check rolling. Next lava burst setup could be huge. Huge Botman so far has just been able to absolutely decimate these boys back to back. That's actually crazy. Nietzsche backs up out of there. Can benefit from soulmate from Jimmy Zero, okay? Oh yeah, it's true solo, true. Yeah, if you guys got a Shadow Priest, can like, if Lucia, let's say you got a Shadow Priest out here and he's dueling, can somebody just kind of stand a little bit further out so the priest can always like see you and get a Void Shift with you? So you can kind of be like at least in the vicinity. So at least the priest can potentially reposition and get a health from you immediately. Like I'm fine if you just want to kind of be in their line of sight. Right, I'm fine. You can be kind of like off at a distance, but still in the line of sight so you can get benefit. Yeah, like if they can be like, yo, who wants to be spotting? Who wants to be spotting me? I think it's perfectly fine for these duels. Just to give Shadow Priest an opportunity to get a guaranteed defensive. Gonna be huge. Dropping down some mad lava burst back to back on the Nietzsche with an Earth Shock. This is going to be a stun. That's huge of recovery. He does have a wall. If he can somehow press a wall outside of this burst, he may be okay. Trying to see if he can knock back Nietzsche. Got him some mobility while casting. Wall is going to use right now. Trying to go for a mad haymaker. Does get away from Nietzsche with a hex. The guy could potentially press a bubble and just burn him down. Looks like he's not going to go for it. Maybe Huge will be able to get himself at least some kind of survivability. Trying to see if he can just go for an Earth Shield in order to reposition. Definitely needs to go for as much self-heal as possible. Nietzsche could have just burned a bubble and tried to see if he could end this man's whole career. Huge Butman ain't able to get himself a lot of healing. Maybe he could go for a lasso. Definitely needs to go for as much recovery as possible. Trying to get himself a healing sword or two. It's going to be a stun. Does he have a knockback? Nietzsche trying to position himself in case there's a knockback. He just goes flying into the card. He doesn't go flying out in the open. Huge is just in such a tough situation. Unless he gives himself a fatty procs, I think he might be in a bit of a trouble. That's going to be a flash cup. Give himself a little bit of recovery. But Nietzsche also get himself a flash cup as well. At least for Huge, this is at least a little bit of survivability. Trying to use Frost Shocks versus Nietzsche. Got himself a mad lava burst setup ready to go. And the Paladin at some point is going to have to go out in the open, but potentially could meet his doom, could meet his end with those lava bursts flying down with a lasso after. Shrink inside of it to break out of the CC, could potentially go for a bubble shield advantage to keep himself afloat. Going to be a stun and a short hex on Nietzsche. Does the man bubble? It looks like Huge Butman just trying to see if he can strip him of all the buffs, trying to avoid the Paladin. Why he's got that shield advantage, knocking him back in order to separate from the guy. And he's just trying to create some distance. So far, that's actually kind of a clutch duel. Nietzsche's still holding on to the bubble, so that could be his big defensive to use. Huge, he can potentially burst right past the bubble though. He could burst him so fast, Nietzsche wouldn't even have a second to react potentially. So we'll see how that goes for him. He does have potentially, does he have an Earth Elemental backup? I think about it's enough time would have gone by for him to be able to get an Earth Elemental back. So could use that Earth Elemental defensively versus the Paladin to try to see if he can stalwart his onslaught, stalwart his advance. Is going to be the Earth Ellie joining him very, very early. Huge is trying to see if he can get himself a setup. Nietzsche using the Hand of Freedom in order to reposition towards Huge. Huge pre-wall on this damage. Actually good pre-wall. As Nietzsche has just got himself lots of pressure, lots of damage, getting knocked out in the open, does not have a Hand of Freedom to reposition, potentially could be huge for Huge Butman, stunning him in the open. It's going to be mad lava burst just to get the fatty procs he needs. He's looking for mad procs, massive Earth Shock. Nietzsche does get super low. That would have been the fattest Earth Shock ever, and Nietzsche just wouldn't have been able to even press a bubble for that one. Gonna be Sky Fury is gonna have to burn a bubble here. Huge Butman forced out a massive defense out of him, trying to see if he if he could just survive this bubble, if he could just survive this go. He could potentially win this. Stun by Nietzsche. That's going to be huge. Burning a Trick and just trying to stay proactive here. Trying not to get locked down in case Nietzsche gets some cooldowns. He doesn't want to find out either. He just tried to sink in some lava bursts, hoping for that Ascendance. That's going to be ages for Nietzsche. Got himself a little bit of a defensive, but it looks like he's still playing it very, very defensively. He's just still trying to retreat. He's trying to back away from Hughes. Not really trying to stay on him as best as possible. Lasso onto Nietzsche, does have a human racial for it. That's going to be shield defenders on top of it. Huge, could be in a bit of trouble. Got him some mobility while casting. Nietzsche trying to go for a bit of recovery behind the pillar. 9 minutes into the duel, 25% dampener. Flash comes available for both of them, so that's a nice reset for the two. Huge just out. Fire Elemental coming back up. Sky Fury and a wall very, very soon. Got himself the Fire Ellie very early versus Nietzsche. That's going to be a Hand of Freedom. The Paladin is able to move. Next auto attack is going to proc Wings. For Huge, this could be really, really bad. Trying to see if he can maybe get a stun onto Nietzsche. Trying to see if he can knock him away with a Thunderstorm for a second. Light and Lesson to lock him for a moment. Why did I forget Thunderstorm out of all the abilities? Hex by Huge. Nietzsche tried to keep the pressure rolling. Got him some mad hammers, got him some wings. This could potentially be the play, but he's very, very careful and cautious of the lava bursts that continue to blast him. Oh, what was that? Were you just blasting him through a pillar? Were you just getting lava burst procs through the pillar? I don't even understand what happened. I don't even understand what happened. Immediate Haymaker versus Nuke. But he wasn't able to do it. Evasion. He literally evaded the Haymaker. Nuke evaded the Haymaker. Why? What the? Who does that? I mean, I never thought about doing it, but he literally evaded the Haymaker, which actually was a great play. Wait, that's actually an awesome play. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. Gonna be Jesus trying to see if he can tussle with these rogues. These rogues are a bit of trouble. Gluish as well as Nuke are both quite deadly and quite dangerous. I think you can get a rogue to beat a rogue in this case. But Jesus is going to have to see if he can maybe potentially hold the fort. 35% dampen at 10 minutes, 43 seconds into a duel. This is going to be Nuke trying to get some damage. Oh, some dots rolling versus Jesus. Cloak of Shadows really early on, trying to avoid the grippy hand as well as reverse winter stun. Disarm. first Jesus as Nuke is trying to use his void operational node to back the hell out of it. Jesus does get a yoink through the smoke bomb, trying to keep the pressure onto the rogue. No more evasion available. Does have a blind, but that's going to be the Kevin Slime as well as the ghoul, keeping the rogue in combat, trying to see if we can slow down the ghoul a little bit, but it's going to be able to swing around the corner, get a couple claws in as a whole flash is getting reconstructed by Nuke. Is going to be able to slow the ped. The Kevin Slime continues to give the pressure on the rogue. Maybe if the Death Knight could just get line of sight of him, he may be able to find him. It's going to be the rogue going as far as he can towards the far side of the pillar, unable to capture a proper re-stealth. That's going to be a shadow step. It's a get a shot. He's going to get yoinked back over next to the Death Knight, unable to escape. Remorseless Winter going to get locked down as his bones getting chilled, and it's going to be Trinket in order to burn himself out of the CC. Immediate disarm out of the Death Knight, but unable to escape the Frosty Death, blind to follow immediately. Does Jesus have a big go? He's dropping down all the defenses, expecting the rogue to get himself a counter pressure. Get a shot by the rogue, but he's just looking to get the hell out of there. Using the get a shot just to see if he can drop combat. Is he able to? His successful drops combat unless Jesus just randomly death and decays on him. He death and decay to his right, where he should have used it to his left. And Jesus trying to see if he may be able to somehow potentially be this rogue man. That kid, this shot does let it get a clean escape. Garrode onto Jesus immediately. As Nuke goes in for a kid shot, resonator, vendetta, everything. I think there's no way to escape and it's over. Oh my god. Just doesn't give him a chance at all. The rogue goes to vanish. Is he playing a crit Lego? The rogue may be playing a crit Lego or a... I don't even know what Lego you've been playing. I guess a crit Lego, right? I guess he's playing for the crits. Kiosco, last one left. Actually, no, not last one left. Team 1. There's still Antu. There's still Antu. 12 minutes of the duel, though. It looks like Nuke is looking at Antu potentially. Or maybe he realized that Kiosco's out in the open. Kiosco does have a flare. Pat over to the side somewhere. Got a flare out in the open. Maybe some traps under his feet. Vanish Gents call points, maybe. Maybe. But he went in for a vanish into a... Unless he's a subterfuge, I guess that's the only reason why he would even ambush. I was just trying to figure out why he's an ambush. But if he's subterfuge, then that makes sense, actually. Yeah, it all depends on what kind of build he's running. But he's definitely running some kind of a bursty build for sure. It's working. I mean, it's doing really well for him. Kiosco out in the open, picking up the ice, sending the pet over onto Nuke, trying to see if he can delay the rogue's go. I think he is subterfuge. I think he just may be subterfuge. But Kiosco trying to see if he can maybe get the steel trap away from Nuke. That's gonna be immediate interrupt as he's trying to constantly refresh the flush count. But that killer shot is gonna be deadly. Disarm it to Kiosco. Got all the dots rolling on him. Able to remove him with a manic bandage, and Nuke frozen out in the open. Gonna be a would look like a camera for a second for Kiosco, but I guess I'm wrong on that. Evasion for the rogue, trying to dodge the advances by Kiosco. And this is why the hunter is going to back up out of there, going to full retreat, waiting out for the defensive to fall before he pushes in and makes his final kill. Versus Nuke. Nuke trying to see if he can stay aggressive. More dots on the Kiosco, keeping the pressure rolling. Wait, Kiosco could be in big trouble. Does get himself a faint death for a second. Manic Bandage at least removes some of the damage over time from him. It's going to be Turtle Shell as Nuke is just approaching him. The rogue is able to get himself in a resell, but the hunter's mark is going to keep him out in the open. He definitely needs to find a way to remove Kiosco's opportunity to get himself a full re-heal. Next stun could be very deadly. Kiosco needs to get himself a go. Vendetta onto Kiosco unless he gets something for it. The rogue does end up taking him out. What the? Wait, this rogue is really aggressive as an assassination. He's doing really well. Trying to see if maybe he can get himself a stab versus Anta is able to successfully do so. Anta hanging out by the side of eyes could pick him up and potentially get the rogue locked down. It looks like it's exactly what he's going to go for. Picking up eyes and looking out for this rogue. As the rogue is diving behind the cart. Trying to go for a little bit of a reset. Trying to give himself some cooldowns back. Cloaker Shadows and Evasion are both down for quite a while. That's going to be double stabs versus Antum. Is another set of eyes available? No, both eyes are down. So Nuke potentially has himself the freedom to just roam around into the very corner of the arena and wait for his cooldowns to return. So he's actually very healthy right now. He's actually doing pretty well. And to try to see if he can find him as best as he can. Eyes are actually back up. He could potentially get aggressive here. He may have to get aggressive, like burning a Blessing Protection possibly on the sap. I doubt that's a good idea, but I don't know. I feel like when you just get hit by a rogue sap back to back and you're just looking for the kill, I think there's always a potential where you could burn a big immunity just to make sure you score that kill. And Antro, I don't think he realized his eyes over there. If you just look to his left, you'll be able to find it. But for Nuke, this is a perfect opportunity. He's getting back Vendetta. He's getting back that Vanish. He's getting back Smoke Bomb as a potential escape tool. So he does create himself an opportunity of escape and to go for the eyes, try to see if he may be able to lock down the Rogue. If he swings around the corner to the right angle, you may be able to find him. Sapped by the Rogue though, able to get the approach early. And maybe this is where Nuke is going to commit some damage. Has to burn through defensive Vanto. So the question is he going to play it very, very safe, or is he going to play it like aggressive here? Triple sap? Wait, you just sapped out all the eyes like that. Wait, Nuke is just waiting for a cooldown then. I guess Anto literally can't do anything. Unless he just randomly starts running around and AoEing out in the open versus Nuke. Literally, I don't think there's much he can do. Because the guy's literally just going to sit and sell the whole time. That's unfortunate, man. The duel have to come down to that, but what can you do? Nuke actually going for an opener. Garrod kidney shot lockdown. It's going to be immediate triggered by Anto. Nuke chickens as well, blind to follow. Blessing protection right after. Nuke did not burn a Vendetta, so you can somehow survive this burst out of Anto. He could potentially reverse a Vendetta on him. It's going to go for a mad shadow step off of Kevin Slime, creating some distance. Is he able to catch himself a restealth? Unable to, but does have evasion. He could go for a kidney shot. Bad damage out of Anto off of that war stop. Big Vendetta available for the Rogue. Resonator right after. Vanish. Cheap shot to follow. Trying to keep the... Oh, he actually kept the Paladin and the Resonator the whole time. Wait a second. That actually worked out. I am surprised when Nuke actually went for 1v4 as an Assassin's Rogue. I am amazed. Wait a second. So we had, yeah boy, the LA Shaman huge botman pop off tonight. And we had a Rogue going for a 1v4. That's actually nutty. What the hell? I didn't even realize that man would have went for 1v4. I'm surprised. I guess it was huge botman really just taking the names of the team, isn't he? That's crazy. Let's get another one going, boys, yeah? Gotta make a rematch? For sure, for sure. Ash? Hey, man. Naya in chat, we need 2 more. Yo, do you guys have yourself listed in LG? If you guys want to join the groups over for 5V5 1v1 Duels, Raids Legacy, find the group and you'll have Ash with Duels only. Down 5V5 1v1 Duels. You guys are more to join. It has cross-faction enabled, so you guys are more likely to join my boy Soul. Join up, boys. Join up. I didn't realize it was you, Ash. How you doing, my guy? I hope you're having a good one. Let's see if I make sure I saved all these doors, by the way. Just to make sure I saved them. Is this EU or NA? This is EU, Vox. This is EU. Here we go. Beautiful. We need to know we're good to go, boys. Added the Discord one. Added you on BNet. Yeah. That should work. That should work, boys. We also have a community, by the way. Join a community. That could also be an easy way to invite people in. If you join the, what can I find the community? Where is it? Here we go. So if you find it here, the community, you can just add people through here as well. So you can get you boys back in here. If you join the community, that's like the easiest way to get invited. Because people will usually listen and will usually announce in the community section. Okay, 213. Man, we've been going through a lot of these deals tonight. Let's go. I'm loving these, man. I'm loving these. Good to see you too, Dalaran. Let's go, dude. Alright, Anto. He's ready. Is Sasha ready by any chance? Because we could get maybe another Anto and Sasha. We can maybe get these 2 in here. And then maybe get Ash afterwards. Once he has a 5-man ready to go. But you guys are more welcome to... What's the comm called? The group? Or the community? Community is called the 5V5 1v1 Dueling Community. But we have links to the Dueling Community and how to join it over in the Discord as well if you guys want to check it out. But it'd be called the 5V5 1v1 Dueling Community. It's probably easier to join in. Ashuxi? But what? Sasha, Gloosh, are you ready by the way? Do you have a full team? Gloosh, come on, yes and yet. 1v1. Wait, Anto, you 1v1 versus Sasha? I mean, we could get you guys back in here versus them. If, let's say, Team Gloosh is ready, but I haven't said anything. Tomorrow, Dal, are you joining in, Chilpus? Let's go! Hell yeah, the boy coming back tomorrow. I love it, man. Love to hear it. Let's go. Massive. Hell yeah. Happy to hear it. I'll be having a good one, my guy. Hell yeah, boys. Один раз писал же. Okay, команда готова. I'll destroy Enter 1v1. You think he will? Yeah. Okay, Enter, Glitch is ready. You guys can get you guys back in here, yeah? Enter, do you have a 5v5 ready to go? Because Sasha Bernie's ready. He said you told me 100 times is ready. Is it on top? I think so. Down amongst 283 from raid alone started a week. Started the week at 273. That's pretty good. Just hit got Zerath Mortis flying. What do you recommend I do next? You just got Zerath Mortis flying. I guess at that point, time to get some raids done. Time to join Mythic Pluses. Time to get some PvP. You got your flying. Time to get some endgame content stuff done. I guess the other thing else you could do with flying is like you could also go for like to unlock that Unity power and just do world quests in Zerath Mortis and get all the chests, get all the rares done. That'll probably be a lot easier with flying. I'll do that in order to see if you can get yourself that legendary power. Use a myth. What's up, Jack? How you doing, my man? I don't know what that means, but how you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one, my man. I'm a myth? Huh? I don't understand. Boned, 25 player. I see ya. Alrighty, boys. So you should be ready. Sorry. Sorry if I'm a little slow today, boys. Last night was a long evening. Getting us in? Yes, I am. Sasha Pro 5 into XD. There we go. For some reason that didn't work, but this one worked. Alright, got you guys on. Dalaran Sewers, a little bit of a rematch. 2 more for EU, come on. Yo, boys, check out LFG. Check out a Legacy Raid. We have a pin for that in the chat up above. Check out Legacy Raid. You should be able to see a group with Solar trying to put one together. You just need 2 more boys in the EU. If you guys are looking for a group, check out Legacy Raid or join the community. Join the community, you can just get invited directly. But they need 2 more and they'll be good to go. Talion Fury? Wait a second. With adaptation? What the? Wait a second. Wait a second. Hold on. I'm interested. Call me intrigued. I am very, very interested to see what that's gonna look like. Or what it's gonna play like. By the way, boys, thank you so much for joining today, man. Super fun hanging out with all of you. Hope you guys are all having a good one. Let's get some 5V5 1v1 DUELS in here, yeah? Twitch. We got us a team 1 together with your boy Gloosh. Let's see who's gonna be first up. We got Nichi in the back. We got Nuke. We got us as Rana. And we got us as Tarion getting launched way out in the open. Playing Fury Warrior this time. First one over in team 1 is gonna be Samatan. Trying to see if he might be able to burn through the victory over Glitch. On that team, we also got Kiosk. We got ourselves Jesus on standby. We got Huge Buttman, absolutely popped out last duel. And Anto still waiting for his proper turn to play. Gonna be Sammy, trying to see if he can create himself a little bit of a fiery shield around him. Trying to make it difficult for Glitch to approach him. But Glitch is buying himself some time, swapping out to Wound Poison. I think he's just trying to reduce the amount of healing Sammy gets. I wonder if Glitch actually swaps around between instant poison and wound poison, depending on the kill target. They're just going for more raw damage, forgetting about the healing reduction, or just gonna try to see if you can reduce the healing. Maybe I guess a Fire Mage, I guess you would want to reduce some of the healing because of the shield heal, because it is pretty hefty. Gonna be Sammy taking mad blasted damage by Glitch. Clocker shots for Rogue, sees the combustion light out from the hands of Sammy. It looks like he's just trying to see if he can avoid him behind the pillar. Gonna be Sammy trying to get himself some cooldown reduction with a Ring of Frost getting applied by Sammy, but Glitch does get to deny it. It's going to be Kitten Shot. Sammy doesn't have a blink for this one. Definitely used to get himself blinks for those stones. Going to be very late blink with a cheap shot to follow as Glitch reconnects with the shadows that burning back-to-back commiserates into Sammy. While Shadow Blaze is acting, going to be Resonator next to Glitch, trying to see if he can avoid it, not walking into him. Just like, gotta let it go. Wait, has a mark for this ready versus Sammy. I think he wants to go for a big eviscerate back-to-back. Gonna force out and cauterize on him. Sammy sells all the time though. So Lazy's going to be able to recover some health and all the time, but basically didn't really go anywhere. It's going to be an ice buck immediately. That is super unfortunate. I think we're trying to see if he may be able to use the cauterize to get away from Glitch. But I think he may have forgotten that he had all the time. Or maybe he was hoping he had out way more health than all the time. But both defenses got burned very, very quickly by the Mage. So Glitch is able to at least force pressure from him. Next carrying go by this rogue could be extra deadly, man. These eviscerates, back-to-back eviscerates, are absolutely just destroying this Mage right now. Cheap shot, gonna be immediate trinket, gonna be Glitch trying to see if he can lock it down with a kidney shot to follow. And that's going to be back-to-back mark for Daz with that Kyrian burst breath onto Glitch as he's trying to see if he may be able to get himself back-to-back eviscerated setups. If those are eviscerated crit, that could be saving big trouble. Doesn't have any more defensive. Trying to see if he can come him back to Glitch, but it's going to be C5 and Glitch just absolutely taking the momentum, taking the potential. Almost trying to see, it almost looked like Samuel was going to maybe recover out of the seat but I think Glitch got it low, hit him with the rupture, and trying to see if he could reposition while the rupture takes down on that thing. Gonna be Resonator versus Jesus, does burn an AMS, that's gonna be human ratio to get out of the cheap shot, gonna be a stun to Glitch, does have a trinket so you can escape out of this, clutches if you wanted to. It's gonna be immediate trinket as he sees the cooldowns coming out from the Death Knight, and Glitch is just gonna sit and stealth, just try to wait out Jesus as best as possible. The Death Knight burned a lot of his offenses just now. He still has a lot of defenses to work with, but a lot of his damage at least forced out a trinket out of Glitch, so maybe next go that Jesus has in roughly like 40 minutes potentially could be enough. Glitch pop an evasion really early as Jesus got himself IBF. I think he's trying to see if he can deny any kind of death strikes from the Death Knight. Gonna be Jesus swapping out into the Lynchboard, but the Death Calls are not healing that much. Cheap shot by the Rogue and locking him down, giving him no opportunity to play the game at all. That's either going to be Huge Buttman next, who did reposition, who's still hanging out just on the other side of the pillar, just hanging out with the boys. But it looks like he's not going to be up next. It looks like it's going to be Kioska sending on the flare. Glitch making sure that he's staying as far away from the Hunter as best as possible, trying to avoid the flare or the Hunter's mark, picking up the eyes of Glitch. Potentially could get marked up, trying to see if he can avoid it. The pet is going to swing after him. He could maybe stab the pet. Nope, the pet does get its talons sunk into Glitch, which gives Kiosk an opportunity to at least approach his rogue. Gonna be shadowy duel. The pet cannot really help you. That's gonna be Glitch just absolutely just rampaging on top of Kiosk. Freezing trap does up for a second, but it looks like a freezing trap got broken. Thunder Glitch with a death shackle potential could be mad damage out of Kiosk. Trying to see if he may be able to make a biggest play versus Glitch. That's gonna be Cloak of Shadows by the rogue. Trying to keep the shadow strikes rolling. Kiosk trying to see if he can outrun it, but he can't outrun the shadow itself, as the Glitch is literally his own shadow. And staying on top of him with a kidney shot to follow. Kioska could be in big trouble. Next if it's a different crits, it could be mad deadly. Kioska, freezing trap stops him for the last second. Turtle shell not even used, just going for a manic bandage. Oh my god, how do you not panic when the rogue just blasts so many eviscerates into you? Flare into the rogue, gets you out in the open. Turtle shell immediately for Kioska, trying to see if he can play it safe. Does he get 100's marker to Glitch? I don't know if he did. Looks like he did not, so he has no idea where he's going to approach from. He just has to put up traps and just hope for the best. He got himself steel trap, freezing trap, everything. He got all the corners covered. Freezing trap by the rogue trip. But can Kioska answer fast enough? Try to get him some manic bandages. That may not be enough. Death Tracker versus Glitch does have a trinket. Stun. Glitch has a trinket of his own. Gonna be evasion for the rogue. Kioska does feign death for a second. That's gonna be yet another cheap shot. Back to back of visitors. Kioska can be in big trouble to see anything at all whatsoever. Needs himself whatever healing he can, but oh my god. The rogue just steals whatever bit of health left on the Hunter. And Andrew tried to see if he may be able to swing around the corner towards Glitch. He sees a mark for death applied to him, but the rogue is nowhere nearby. It's almost like maybe he was waiting for the rogue to go with the kidney shot opener. But I think Glitch most of the time just puts a mark for it just to keep it on cooldown. But he'll invest into slice and dice just to give himself like a proper heal rolling, which I think is a better play. Just investing calm points into something, anything is better than nothing. And to pick it up eyes, could potential swing around towards the rogue. You need to have like wide angles. You need to have like a little bit of mind games with the rogue. Like if you're looking like you're gonna be going behind the pillar to check for the rogue, and you know he's there, you kind of need to walk towards the pillar, then maybe back up, the rogue swings out trying to sap you, he gets out of range, maybe you can hit him with a judgment, get him in combat, potentially you can make something work. And so tricking very, very early, Cloak of Shadows by Glitch, trying to see if he can just immune all this whole damage from Manta. Can't Manta catch back up to the rogue. I think he knows he could be shadow step anytime. Could potentially be juked. But looks like he's unable to find him. He's unable to find the rogue. And Enter burn a trinket and wings in order to try to see if he can punish the rogue because the rogue had no trinket. But that Cloak of Shadows did give him that ability to just escape the clutches. of a Retribution Paladin. Kidney shot onto Antu as Glitch is just trying to see if he can force defenses. Antu force a blessing of protection. Glitch trying to see if he can get out of here scot-free. It's going to be a Shadow build as he goes in for a Shadow Step. Actually just gives him so much mobility, so much of an escape to being a Night Elf. Vanish, Shadow Meld, get the Shadow Steps that give him plenty of mobility. Actually, you could also use the Shadow Steps in order to gain quite a bit of range because of the Condi he's running. It's gonna be explosive. That explosive was actually so cheap. It was actually cheating. That felt like cheating, Chad. Oh my goodness. Galoosh just absolutely did him dirty. It's going to be down to Huge Buttman to play the best Shaman that he's ever played before against all the fattest Lava Burst procs, feeding Galoosh all the meatballs in the world. Getting a shot, locking down the Rogue, dropping down a big meat shot. It's going to be Fire Ellie trying to make a play. Going to be a Shadow Step as the Rogue goes flying midair. That's going to be Warlock, a Huge Buttman trying to give himself a bit of recovery. Galoosh not taking the bait, could walk out and try to see if he can land an interrupt, but he's just going for a bit of a reset. I think he knows that Huge has huge damage. Sab, as the Rogue still has a dot on him, but he has a shield whenever he dives himself. The Fire Elemental should be attacking him, but it's not really doing its job. Oh no, this is where the Fire Elemental should have done the attack. Gonna be a Shadow Strike by the Rogue. Has a getting shot ready for Huge. Huge is a trinket. Gonna be a trinket for Glitch as well. As he's trying to break the lasso, gonna be mad damage with eviscerates. Oh my god, what is that? Oh lordy, that damage from the Rogue is incredible. What is going on? Oh my god. That is insane, Glitch. Oh my goodness. Blizzard, 10% eviscerate, man. And that's what you get. 10% eviscerate nerf. Yep. Yep. Looks like, yep, Rogue's in a fair spot right now. On top of everything, I have to be trolling my own elemental too. I know, right? I watched the elemental not attacking. They really gotta make it so the pets are very, very aggressive. Like against rogues, those pets gotta be really aggressive. You catch a rogue on a stealth, they gotta be like, oh, let's keep them in combat as best as possible. But these pets just kind of like hover. They're too passive, man. They gotta be a little bit more aggressive. I'd be okay with them making pets a little bit more aggressive in their AI. Like I don't want to have pets finding rogues out of stealth. Right, I'm in stealth and like a pet just randomly starts attacking me. I don't want that. But like if I'm, let's say, like caught out of stealth, I do want the pet to be able to like, okay, let's try to keep this rogue in combat. Like pet's actually contributing to that. Because he'll just kind of sit there, look at all fiery, ready to go blasting fire damage, but like he's just kind of stare at a rogue and do nothing. That's crazy. What's up, David? How you doing, my man? One more group. Yo, Ash, do you have a group? Got 5 already? Yo, Ash, let me know if you got one. Let me know if you got one, my man. Anto, I guess Jesus take it over for that group. Yo, Ash, do you have a 5-man? Let me know right now. Or Solar, do I have you added? Because I can get you in next versus either Sasha. I guess I'll get you versus Jesus. Because I don't think you guys want to be fighting Sasha. It's I said. Glitch is insane. Glitch is insane. Or maybe you do guys want to fight him. Maybe you're a masochist like that. I didn't even BNet. What's a BNet? Because you're pretty regular. I gotta get you in. Are you just gonna be Solar? Solar. That works out for me. Hell yeah. Alright. Hit me with a real idea. We'll get you in here. Is Ash with you in the group? But yeah, let's be real quick. With I got 5. And we'll try to see if we can get you guys back to back in a couple of these. We'll get you versus Jesus and we'll get you versus Sasha. Because I think Jesus and Sasha's team get to queue each other a couple of times in a row. Try to get you guys in here back to back if I can, though. Rogues are just playing with me. It isn't fair. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Glitch is really, really good at Rogue. Like, don't get me wrong. Ash in the group sounds good. Solar and I think I want to put you guys in. Don't want to put you in specific arenas. I want to put you in a Blackroot Hold. I like Blackroot Hold. I don't want to give you guys a 12-run arena. I want to avoid 12-run if I can help it. I want to throw you guys in like a Necrolord arena. I want to throw you guys into like not the new arena. I feel like the new arena is pretty interesting, but pretty weird. But I definitely want to throw you guys into this one. I want to throw you into the arenas that I like to watch. What other arena should we do? What arena have we not done? We haven't done Hook Point, which is kind of a rogue-centric arena. So I'm a little bit sketchy about that one. We got, what else? Necrolord, Maldraxxus one. The Crucible arena, the new one. There's the Kyrian, but that's, I don't want to blind you boys. That's just rough. Especially with how late it is over in the EU. I'm out. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you so much for coming by, Kyle. Appreciate you, my man. Hope you're having a good one, my man. Hope you're having a good one, my guy. Thank you so much for joining me, boys. Hey, all you boys hanging out tonight, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys hanging in and trying to keep these duels alive, man. I know we're at the tail end of Shadowlands with Dragonflight on the approach, but I appreciate you guys hanging out, man. I really, really do. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are awesome. Best community I've ever been a part of, man. Alrighty, switch. We got us a team 1 to go with Bad Mana. Gonna be first up as a Arcane Mage. Trying to see if he can go for a bit of a touch of the Magi versus Arashi as an Unholy Death Knight. Trying to see if he can go for a little bit of defense, a little bit of offense. It's going to be Bad Mana with it all the time. Trying to give himself as much of a damage opportunity as possible. Going to be a big grip. Arashi is going to take the full touch of the Magi and survive it. Bad Mana is getting interrupted on that Arcane. Got himself full Arcane power. It's going to be Mastone. Oh, Ice Block does end up burning Ice Block at the perfect time. Right before he goes down. And Ariash. I'm gonna have to figure out a name for you. I'm gonna figure out how to say it properly. Gonna be trying to see if we can land a polymorph onto Ari. Ari trying to keep the pressure rolling in. I love that full Mog, by the way. That full plated set of the what is it, the BFA. I always enjoy that set. I don't like how the shoulder comes to your face, but I always love that set, man. It looks fantastic. Bad Mana trying to see if we can bail out of there. Trying to see if they can make the Arcane Dream work. Arcane Mage recently got buffed, so their damage and missiles should be a lot better, but I don't even know if you can't even do missiles since you got under so much pressure from Ari. Ari just got to keep the pressure rolling. Going to be all the time for Bad Mana. Maybe he can use it in order to survive. Get himself a bit of a shield. See how it's all the time unless he wants to cancel it. And Ari sitting on a polymorph. Looks like all the time has been canceled. As Bad Mana just looking for a bit of recovery. Unless this man got an invis or something, I don't think there's any way he could do it. Needs to go for a touch of magic, but it's really big burst. Trying to see if he can maybe blast that damage versus Ari. Going to be an interrupt by the Unholy Death. And Bad Mana could be in big trouble. No more Ice Block available. That's going to be Death Call to finish him off, as Ari did have himself the touch of the Magi surrounding him. Looks like touch of the Magi falls off as the Mage drops on Corelli with an invasion, trying to see if he can get a setup versus Ari. Ari immediately with an AMS, trying to avoid any and all nature damage out of the rogue. Cloak of Shadows by the rogue as he closes the gap. Going to be an IBF available for Ari, trying to see if he can survive the burst pressure out of the rogue. Flush Cap trying not to get interrupted either. This is going to be able to get himself a little bit of survivability, maybe interrupted on Flush Cap. Ari had no hope whatsoever. It looks like the rogue is just able to continue puncturing those daggers, stabbing at the Death Knight, and is able to take him out. Blind on Tchaikovsky immediately, who is not going to burn a trick. It looks like Corelli does interrupt himself. Big explosion onto Corelli from the Death Shotgun, disarm onto Casca, flare to get him out in the open. Corelli has nowhere to go, and I think it may be just over for this rogue. Over for the team 1. We also got ourselves Lomachenko as a sub rogue. We got Soul in the back as a destructive demonology warlock this time. And we got Ash over as a feral druid as well. With Kiosk going to be first up. Who's going to be next for team 1? I like the fact that they actually had an Arcane Mage, by the way. Bad Mana. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. I think we had Bad Mana in these deals before, didn't we? I think we did. Trying to see if he can live his best life. Gonna be Soul up next with a Demonology. Trying to get, I think, Doom on the pets. Is that what you're running? Are you playing Doom? Or maybe Curse of Exhaustion? Maybe Curse of Weakness? Potentially. This is going to be a stun onto Kioska. Soul Rod to follow. It's going to be maybe double pet stun. Has a Wrathguard right next to him. Looks like it's going to be double pet stun and Soul. Is it trying to see if he can summon up a Tyrant? He could potentially blow out a Tyrant and maybe extend the duration of all his Wrathguard and Felguard. Kioska trying to see if he can dip around the corner. Gonna be a quick fear by Soul. Trying to get some more hand to go down with it. Trying to follow is gonna be Kioska trying to go for a flanking strike. Trying to close the gap with Soul interrupting that Tyrant. That's gonna be Soul trying to summon a fresh new Wrathguard pet just to make sure he got CC. That's gonna be a freezing trap. Stopping in place for a second. Manic bench around the corner for Kioska. Does dive into camo. Looking for the reset. Soul with a dark pack does himself at least a bit of a defense. Trying to sit down and get himself a little bit of food from Bad Mana. Hopefully they didn't get any bad mana cakes. With a Demon Dog is charging out versus Kiosk. Got himself the Obelisk. So that actually is going to give him quite a bit of that extra bonus pet damage. The auto attack speed and the casting speed could be huge. Except for that Tyrant who just continuously running after Kiosk. What is that Tyrant doing? He literally got frozen. Stopped still. Not doing anything. Man, this Tyrant is so super helpful. Why is that Tyrant charging out trying to melee Kiosk? He's literally caster. Blizzard crew, please just get a better AI for that thing. Could that thing just start casting every time and whenever it can? Gonna be stunning soul. Can't really do much about the damage from Kioska. Locked down in a single pet intimidate and does go down. If only his Tyrant pet was able to actually just start casting instead of standing still. Just such a tragic thing with a pet AI, man. Not much you could do. Kioska melted to the Moonfire, could potentially just die right there. Wait, oh my god, Kioska! This is a Feign Death and Camo out of here. Feign Death Camo. Does he survive this? Oh, your pet got clipped. Oh no, Kioska could be in trouble. There's still a Moonfire burning on him. Oh, that is so unfortunate. Imagine if the Tyrant was a melee boss with big mace. Yeah, I feel like honestly they just need to give Tyrant melee auto attack damage if this happens, right? Because the problem is he's a full caster pet, although he has the AI where he'll literally get a melee with you before he starts casting. At this point, give him melee attacks too. Like, make him cast, but also give him like really strong melee hits. Just do it. Just do it. I think it'd be so much better. With this line of sight, at least the pet will lose value. Gonna be Ash, actually locked down the stun. Bash back on the Kioska. Does burn a chicken, but still super low on health. Could be really bad for the both of them. Gonna be both Hunter and the Feral bottom so super low. Ash getting frozen out. That's gonna be a flash cap. The Kioska trying to see if he can interrupt it. Ash does get a restart of Kioska. Big Blaze Kioska needs to remove him immediately. Quick Feign Death to at least remove some of those dots. But the back-to-back bites are very deadly. Ash is just trying to stay on him as best as possible. Kioska trying to avoid him when he can. But Ash, I think, might just be able to get one more global in there. Just got a big old bad bite. Moonfire may just do it, man. Kioska needs some healing. Man, they better just the last second. Not a Moonfire on him. Oh my goodness. Unless he Feign Deathed it. He may have Feign Death the Moonfire if there was one. And Ash just left. Ash just left. Ash literally just left out. He's like, nope. Never playing Feral again. I am so sorry, my man. I'm not gonna rogue. Okay. That is so unfortunate, dude. I don't blame anybody for bailing out of that arena. After Kioska ran circles like that. Yeah, I don't blame a single person bailing like that. No. Kioska getting the full resonate out of Lomachenko. Gonna be trinket out of the rogue though, as he's trying to escape the freezing trap. Is he the last one left? I guess he's the last one in team 1. Kioska just to see if he can drop down the rogue and he'll be in a fantastic spot. Massive explosion onto Lomachenko, got himself evasion and Cloak of Shadows, sipping up from the Curie and maybe sipping up his own. With the Crimson Vial, but definitely needs to be looking out for that recovery and re-stealth. Try to see if he can shadow step to the pet, maybe re-engage back with Kioska. If he can lock down Kioska, Kioska shouldn't have much unless maybe a human racial, maybe a pet sack. Maybe if Kioska can pre-plan a freezing trap as Lomachenko goes for kidney. Speaking about freezing traps, there it is. There it was. I don't think the rogue is out of the game just yet. He has a blind, so worse or worse he has CC. Stun to Kioska. Does he have the big go? There's potential could be it. Kioska could be in bigger trouble. It's gonna be mad eviscerate again. Forcing out Turtle Shell. I think Lomachenko tried to go for a blind, but that blind went into the turtle. The rogue still does get himself a re-stealth. Freezing trap immediately stops him as he charges out. Almost trips on a freezing trap. At least in the way his animation looks. It looks like, listen, trip. Hunter's mark is on Lomachenko. Kioska knows exactly where he's at. Dropping down a steel trap for him. Stunned by the pet. No chicken available. Lomachenko could be coming down. I think Kioska has him. Oh my god. Kioska bringing it back with survival, man. I think it's been a little bit since survivals really pop off. And Kioska came back with 3. Yo, I love it, dude. I don't see a lot of survivals during the duels that much. I don't even know how good is chat. How good is survivals even like in the meta right now? Are they even meta at the moment? But Kioska is definitely holding the fort strong, man. That death chakram together with a stun. Ooh, I'm slowly improving. Hey, you're doing fantastic, my guy. You're doing fantastic, Kioska. Get him back in there, man. Pet stun, Feign, hit his pet sad. Oh no, that's unfortunate, Solar. Oh no, that's unfortunate, man. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for being like, you know what, F this, not playing Feral, going rogue. I don't blame you at all. Yeah, when you start to go for the stun but they faint and so just hits the pet. Yeah, those are the worst, man. Happens to the best of us, honestly. Happens to me more than once. Did you last KDPS? Oh, did you? Hold on, let me peep it. Cora. Yo, BM popping off, man. Giving these boys a little bit of a run for their money. In battle right now, Gears 266, Survival 272. Fair enough, yeah. Fair enough. Hell yeah, my guy. Hell yeah. How you doing, by the way? Hope you're having a good one, beauty. Before DF, I'll be joining one of these deals at BM Hunter. Go for it. BM apparently really good for PvP. Solar, I want to give you guys another chance, but we'll probably go to Q versus Sasha. But we got to get Jesus back in here again. Do you recommend the same setup for sub Rogue at Season 3? Yes, easily. Like, Rogue are incredibly strong right now. You'll still play Kieran, you'll still play Finality. You literally don't play any different than you do Season 3. You only got a 10% nerf for Eviscerate, which is going to be made up for. Already doesn't even feel like a nerf, and it's going to be made up massively with gear. Sim already, low one off, so I decay if we can 45. If you guys want to take a second, yo, if there's a spot, yo, Calf wants to join you solar. If you open up the group, Calf will be able to join you. Got 5, there you go. Let's get your boy, also Calf. Looking for a group if you guys want to get him in. Let's get Solar versus Sasha Pro. What arena do I give you guys? Necrolord arena? Maldraxxus arena? Because we've done all the other arenas. I'll give you guys the Maldraxxus arena. I feel like it's been a while since we've done that one. Better. I'm probably just gonna stick with Hunter for the F-Man. Thinking about starting a channel for it. Not much there, just Hunter, especially BM, besides Gingy. Lol. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, if you're liking the changes to Hunter so far, Cora, have you seen the new blue post? How they're adding a Sentinel Owl, which is essentially the Kyrian arrow ability, but you could apply that line of sight thingy for your party. That could be insane. That could be huge. Apparently Blizzard's like, yo, we're thinking of adding even more party buffs. Dude, I like how there's so many people out there like, party buffs. I'm literally like seething for party buffs. And I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not like, yay, party buffs or no party buffs. But like some people like the party buff idea, and then there's people that despise it. So I feel like it's just two camps right now. Like, oh cool, party buffs. My class, even if it's not tuned well, at least does something to my team. At least there's a reason to bring me. Yay. And then it's like, no, remove them. Right? There's two camps. And those people, they absolutely hate all party buffs. And I'm like, whoa, that actually sounds kind of interesting. So I don't know, man. It's weird, but I'm interested. Switch. I foresee LOS mechanics. Yeah, I imagine there will be a lot of those going forward. Although it will be amazing in PvP. Imagine just throwing down Resonator while your Warlock just blasts up through a pillar and they have nowhere to go, nowhere to escape. Crazy. Gonna be Soul Lunar first up over Team 1, and then sending Gloosh on Team 2. Oh no, he immediately hit him with a shadowy duel, trigger for Soul with a cheap shot right after. The Dark Pact absorbing a lot of that singularity explosive damage over Resonance Stricken. Gonna be Soul Lunar trying to see if they can get the most damage over time versus Gloosh. Gloosh just trying to throw in some weapons in. Just literally throwing shurikens and Soul Lunar trying to get the dots rolling. Dots are rampant through Gloosh. He's able to keep himself re-stealth, but the shield is getting burnt through very, very quick into those dots. So it's not gonna last for long at all, but Gloosh is able to just dive back into stealth over and over. If only the Dark Globe would actually attack the Rogue, right? The Dark Globe is just kind of sitting out there looking out, like observing. I know he's an observer, but man, like, just hit the Rogue or something. These pets. Soul getting blasted with yet another kidney shot. Gloosh just absolutely just rampaging with these emissaries back to back, just slicing and dicing the boy, chopping him up. Oh my goodness, Soul Lunar not left with a lot of defenses. Definitely has to get himself aggressive at some point. May even have to be looking out for eyes. But I don't even know if those will spawn fast enough. Potentially, if you mount up and start running and maybe hopefully get some mind games and get away from the Rogue for just a few seconds, you may be able to pick up an eye. Eyes are up, but Soul Lunar is already locked down. The sap, getting shot by the Rogue. Got himself Dark Pact. Is that going to be enough though? As the Rogue just burning back to back, just chopping through his boy, eviscerating through him. Oh my goodness, Mortical saving Soul Lunar for a second. Checking it over for the Rogue in case he wants to do it. Drain life for Soul in order to potentially get himself a little bit more healing. Does get a Soul Rod versus Rogue, but a Collector Shadows does cover him. Mad Shadow Strike. Mad Shadow Dance. Shadow Step from so far away. Soul Lunar left with no health, and Gloosh just letting the dots do work. My goodness, dude. That is just so unfortunate. Out of all the people Team 2 could have sent, to send your boy Gloosh. Man, it just doesn't make it easy for them at all. Corelli's going to be up next to them as an Assassination Rogue, Necrolord. Potentially could lock down Gloosh in the kidney shot with all of the dots and let him rot. That could be the play, because that Necrolord setup with the Vendetta is really effective, like highly effective. It's incredibly good. Is Master Assassin still okay? I haven't got Finality yet. Yeah, Master Assassin for now is fine. Yeah, Master Assassin is fine for now, but Finality is a little bit better, especially if you're going to be playing Kyrian. But I imagine like if you're not playing Kyrian, then maybe the crit could be pretty good too. But I think Penel is just better overall damage. Glush picking up the eye, has a smoke bomb for cover just to make sure he can always get a shadow step versus Corelli, forcing the rogue to trinket. That's going to be a blind out of Corelli, and Glush I think may have gotten Corelli in a situation where exactly where he wants them. Shadow Blade's coming back up very, very soon. That's going to be evasion for Glush immediately, unless Corelli goes for a shadow step kidney shot. He goes for a vanish instead. Trying to see if he can shadow step next to Glush. Cheap shot right after. Get all the dots. Vendetta up and running. Disarm versus Glush. That's going to be immediate blind, and Glush can just wait out these dots. He could go for the Kyrian Sip pickup if he wants to. He should be able to go for a proper reset versus Corelli. This is why Corelli needs to get a full kidney with all the dots and a Vendetta rolling to potentially pressure Glush. But as soon as you trinket, you basically open yourself up for a blind reset. And unless Glush does not have cooldowns here, oh, that's just so painful. You are an orc, so you don't sit stuns as long, but that sheep shot is gonna lock you down. A shadow step, get behind you past your evasion. Oh my goodness. Oh, what is there to do versus rogues, man? You just gotta, in a 1v1 setting, I think there may be not a lot you can do. You have to play your hearts out, but then you also need to get the rogue to make a mistake at some point or another. Bad Manner is going to try to see if they can potentially beat Glush, hopefully with some good manners. Picking up the eye, maybe potentially find the rogue. Man, this is so tough. Why is this so tough? Some rogues are insane. Bad Manner hit rogue with the Nova, able to lock him down for a second. Arcane missiles, and Glush does go for a Cloak of Shadows, denying any burst from Bad Manner. That wasn't arcane power. So for Bad Manner, there's only a portion of his burst is being used right here. So you could still go for a proper go later. Does get a poly onto Glush. So that's going to be no TRs. Got himself the images, fishing for procs, potentially could give himself a bunch of setups. That's going to be missiles to follow. Got himself big damage on top of it too. Maybe could punish the rogue to see how missile procs. If you can someone get the rogue low enough, you could be in a good spot. Glush trying to see if you can avoid him. But unless you can go for advantage, you won't be able to get away from the mage. The perma slow is going to keep stopping Glush unless he got himself the shadow step. Potentially could be a advantage right here as the missiles just continue to do work. That's going to be shifting power, getting some damage into the smoke bomb. Glush does end up locking down Bad Manner for a second, picking up a little bit of healing too. That's good. Bad Manner trying to see if he can back away from Glush. Going to be the ult time before the stun lock comes down. Oh my god! Are you kidding me? Wait, he had an alter time, and he just got hit so hard, he couldn't alter back. He got hit for what? How much of his health? At least 40% of his health in a single global or something? I'm gonna have to go back and look. I feel like he was healthy. I feel like he was fine, and then just gone. I don't believe it. He had alter time, so he was like, okay, if I ever get super low, I can alter time back. I don't think he expected to get that low in a single global like that. I don't think anyone has. And Glush does avoid Zenzo. Zenzo was actually kind of out in the open. A little bit of cheesy doodles standing next to Glush, trying to deny him a go. But then again, I was like, can you blame him trying to deny Glush a go? He's not trying to give this rogue another victory. But he probably should be starting in his own section of the arena, in his own starting room, rather than be out in the open with Glush. But looks like he may be able to take Glush down unless he misses that eviscerate. Looks like Zenzo does end up taking him out. Team 2 actually gets a chance to play. Is it going to be Nixia? Is it going to be Nukes? Maybe Rana? Potentially Celrion? I didn't think anyone planned to even play today. I think all of them planned for just Glush to go 1-5 and be all done. That's crazy. Zenzo is going to be able to dive back into stealth. Trying to see if he can win the Paladin Nixia. Trying to see if he can get away from him as fast as possible. Going to be Nixia just dancing. He got nothing else going on. He got eyes he can pick up. But like, I guess a rogue, you're just gonna get sapped up, right? Unless he makes a mistake. Unless the rogue makes a mistake. Zenzo does not have a trinket though, so potentially this could be an opportunity for Nitsi. If he can set himself up the fattest possible burst, the biggest possible damage, he could guarantee himself a potentially one-shot towards Zenzo. We'll just have to find out. Unless the rogue plays it so perfectly, we don't really know where it's gonna go. But Nitsi just waiting. I think for Zenzo, I think he has to play aggressive. He has to go for the eyes. I don't think he can let the time run out, because eventually Zenzo is going to get some cooldowns back. Zenzo opening up with a Cloak of Shadows immediately, drop it down a Resonator, kind of next to Nietzsche. It looks like it should be able to hit him. Does bubble it, but I think it still takes the damage from the Resonator as he went for a bubble, so maybe bubbled a little bit too late, but still able to recover. Got himself a full flush, got back up and running. Did not burn wings, but he's got his hands glowing, like as if he's... Okay, look, it was a glow. I thought maybe he had the Crusader back up. I thought his next auto attack was going to proc wings, but apparently not. But Zenzo did burn a Cloak of Shadows, has a trinket back up, so you could potentially tussle with the Paladin. Or potentially get him down. We'll see though, yeah? Dropping down Consecration, waiting for Zenzo. As the man is looking to open, potentially. 8 minutes in a duel, 80% dampener. The rogue goes in for a Shadow Strike. It looks like the rogue is the one who maybe have accidentally picked up the eyes. He won't have the advantage in order to be able to reset. I don't even know if he'll be able to go for a proper Shadow mode, but he does get away from Nvidia, burning that blind. Nvidia still holding on to a Blessing of Protection, so you could use that in order to counter any CC or damage out of Zenzo. Sabbed by the rogue, as the rogue is looking for a full reset. Nvidia stabbed up in the open, got his wings blaring, ready to go, wants to get aggressive, wants to push in some damage, but he's just gonna have to wait it out for a little bit. Dropping on Consecration, trying to go for a bit of a heal. That's gonna be Zenzo, trying to see maybe if he can get a proper cheeky intro versus Nvidia, but had a kidney shot ready to go for him immediately. Gonna be Nvidia burning off the Blessing of Protection really early. But does he have any pressure versus the rogue? Zenzo does get caught out in the open though. Trying to see if he can get him some smoke bomb reset. Gonna be a Hammer of Justice. Does Nvidia have the damage he needs? Zenzo has nowhere to go. If you have them one last hit, one big hit, you potentially can make it happen. Zenzo is gonna be able to lock him down. The kidney shot, going for a Shadow meld and looking for the full-on reset. Is the eyes available? The eyes are right next to Zenzo, so if Nvidia can go looking for those eyes right now, he could potentially get the rogue while he's low. Does he realize that the rogue is extremely low right now? We are kind of higher into dampening, 26% dampener, and the rogue approaching him immediately, trying to see if he can maybe take him down with the resonator. Gonna be Nvidia burning that human racial in order to get out of that CC. I think burning human racial, unless he just super DR'd on stuns. Zenzo with the Shadow Blades does burn a vanish. This is where Nvidia needs to pick up the eyes, needs to get proactive, needs to get aggressive. This is the eyes right there. Get him some flash cuff. Maybe he's trying to see if he can bait the rogue. He's just not even going for the eyes. He's just letting the rogue get away. No. The problem with that is, yeah, not going for the eyes. The problem with that is, like, the rogue. Like, sometimes the rogue will get aggressive. But the rogue, when they're behind, when they're low on health, when they're behind on cooldowns, they will sit in stealth. Like, you're thinking you're playing the mind games. You're like, oh, maybe I can get the rogue to, like, come out in the open. But the rogue is perfectly fine sitting behind the pillar, recovering all their health and recovering cooldowns. And while you're thinking, like, oh, maybe I can get patient here, the rogue will come out and be impatient. The rogue is actually going to be a lot healthier and a lot more prepared for the duel. Blind as he burns a blind, as he burns a trinket, I mean. No bubble available for 2 minutes. Blessing of Protection down, Shield of Innocence in about a minute. And sometimes you just have to go for the eyes. You have to get aggressive. You have to catch them while they're behind. While they're behind in cooldowns, while they're behind in health, you have to get aggressive and pressure them. And Nvidia just, I guess he decided to play for like, I'll let the rogue come to me. I feel pretty confident, but he doesn't realize that the rogue is just buying time, waiting for cooldowns, and is gonna be, maybe even win because of those CDs. Zenzo just looking to reposition altogether. Nvidia back out in the open. Another set of eyes available. Does he make the same mistake? Does he burn the eyes? Go for the eyes immediately while Zenzo behind in cooldowns? Or he leaves. Okay. I think this is where you gotta get aggressive and you gotta go pick up the eyes. I think he decided to go for it. Rana gonna be up next. And Rana's a Shadow Prince. It's gonna be a pretty tough matchup. I guess maybe the Paladin gets so tired of waiting for the rogue, but like you have to get aggressive. I think you have to pick up the eyes. You have to be looking out for him, especially when the rogue is behind on cooldowns. Like if you don't have a trinket, you pick up the eyes, you get some CC, you save your hand of freedom, save your pony, lock him down, and maybe that's what Rana might have to do right here. Save some CC, get some procs, play it a little safe, keep the rogue in combat at all times, and then take him down. That may be the play. Zenzo going for a quick stab. Rana definitely needs to get a pain, Shadow Word Death, Shadow Word something, anything versus Zenzo as soon as possible. Eyes are useless versus Rogue. They can be useless, of course. Like you don't know what the Rogue is going to be. But like if the Rogue is far behind the pillar, waiting to play very defensively, picking up the eyes when their Rogue is behind. The Rogue is most of the time is not going to be next to the eyes when they're like super behind, unless they're really good at the whole mind games thing. So it's one of those things I think it's better to pick up the eyes than just not picking up the eyes. Because you don't pick up the eyes, Rogue is going to get cooldowns. Rogue picks up the eyes, you pick up the eyes, Rogue isn't there, you get him, you have a chance of winning. Right, I think you just have to. Zenzo tried to see if maybe he can click the shadows past the burst of Rana as he summons up a Shadow Fiend blind onto the Shadow Priest. And Zenzo, I think he's just going to wait out for full CDs again. Isn't he? Will Rana make this a mistake? I think you have to get the eyes. I think you have to try to chance it. You have to play a little bit more aggressive. Because if you get the rogue out in the open, if you can keep the dots rolling on him, you can at least deny him any kind of re-stealth. Potentially. Rana is walking dangerously close next to the rogue. Do they know it? If they just randomly feared, they wouldn't be able to get him out in the open. I think he's just trying to see if he can scout for the rogue in the arena. Maybe the rogue is hanging out way back here. The rogue has never really been in the room. Or maybe Rana is trying to get the rogue to approach him away from any pillars out in the open. That may be the play. Stun, back-to-back cheap shots. Rana is getting kind of low on health. The rogue isn't really able to get the luckiest crits though. Does still have a trinket in case things go bad. Letting that fear walk him out of the arena. Stun into Zedza with a Void Eruption. If he's in a back position, no, not going for the Void Eruption Mortar. Zedza is going to dive into Vanish immediately. Still has dots burning on him, trying to see if he can recover behind the pillar. And Rana going for a bit of Shadowman's rogue Shadow Stepping around the corner, but he's still using Shadow Step just to reposition away from the Shadow Priest. I was thinking he was going to go aggressive. The Mages of the Den's attacking Anton? Oh no, that is so unfortunate. The Mages could have been attacking the rogue the whole time. Zedza with a kidney shot versus Rana has a dispersed. Does he survive this though? Does barely survive it, is able to get himself enough killing at 54% dampener. Trying to see if he can keep the pressure on the rogue. Does get a slow with that siphon. If he can kite Zedza back to the siphon, you can at least maybe continuously keep channeling damage. Is going to be able to at least slow him down a little bit. Zedza trying to see if he can slice through that thing, but it has a little bit more health than it used to before. They did buff it at some point or another. And Rana trying to get himself a little bit of healing. Flash kept around the corner. Zedza looking for a full recovery. And Rana maybe picking up eyes? No, just not picking up eyes. I really do think you have to get aggressive with eyes at some point. Like, there's not a lot of things you can do. But picking up eyes and at least taking a chance to look for the rogue. At least going for like a Shadow Crusher on the pillar. At least maybe going for like a greater fade as he's trying to go for a sap and then hit him with a fear. That I think is a better move than like not doing that, I guess. I don't know, it's a tough duel for sure. As Zedza burns the cloak, Rana just can't even touch him. It is a tough duel. Stun into Zedza, potentially maybe Rana could do something here? Possibly? Or maybe Zedza is just gonna hide behind stealth. Dude, Shadow Meld advantages. He's really aggressive on the re-stealths. That's unfortunate. But at least with Antimadon leaving, I guess all it is the rest of Team 2 is to do whatever they can to don't take down Zedza. At some point, like, they're putting... Is Zedza just trying to run the clock? Oh, that's actually such an unfun way when rogues do that. I'm not gonna lie, chat. That's like the most unfun gameplay of rogue. Because you can sit and stealth the whole time and like really cheese it. But it also doesn't help when you have a Shadow Priest. You can't really do much in regards to that. It's such an unfun playstyle. Does Spurs potential out of Rana? Or maybe just letting himself get low? Potential trying to keep Zedza out in the open. This is where he's going to go for a big swapperoonie. Try to see if he can lock down Zedza. Maybe. Does he get to do it? At no hope whatsoever. Got a fear versus Zedza. Could go for defensive in case he needs to. Just try to clutch it. This person at the last second. Maybe try to see if he can go for a void shift. If he can get himself a quick void shift, he might be able to do okay. Just try to stay aggressive. Remember, you still have void shift. As long as you have one of your teammates out in the open, you may be able to void shift out. Zedza with a sap. Rana maybe with a human racial, potentially? No, I think it's over. That's super unfortunate. And Nuke is going to try to see if he may be able to find Zedza. Does get sapped, but he does pick up the eyes. Interesting. Interesting play. He used the Void of Racial as he got sapped. Zedza does not have a trinket, so I think it's over. She does let him survive for a second. Nuke's getting hit with a kidney shot. Trinkets blinds it. Let's give a trinket for Zedza, also with a blind right after. Oh no, not trinket, but Zedza I think something broke him out of CC. It was Nukes that broke him. But Zedza gets another chance with Shadow Blaze this time and Nukes has nothing? Wait a second? Does he just kill him? The Shadow Flesh Cap? Kidney shot? Almost messed up his go. Trying to see if he can make a play. But he's looking for a reset. Got evasion. Nukes just see the comp points. Land the kidney shot on him. Check it out. Zedza has a click of shots for it. Nukes with advantage. Can he catch him though? It's going to be a Shadow Meld for Zedza. Is there no dots in Zedza? No Garrote, nothing? No internal bleeding? Is Nukes not even playing internal bleeding build? I think it may not be. Because he kidney shot at him. But, I don't know. Looks like maybe no internal bleeding. Oh, nice for Nukes, Sam. Man, what is this duel? That's a weird one, chat. That's a weird one. So they're trying to see if you can find nukes. If you can. Man, dude, this is I actually was enjoying this duel a lot, and then the rogue started playing like this. Not a fan, honestly. Yeah, now I'm done. Those gonna get food and stuff. Yeah, go for it, Solo. Thank you so much for calling by, my guy. Appreciate ya. Yeah, man, maybe this arena is not that great. You know, I usually generally like this arena, but I'm now starting to think like maybe this gives the rogue way too much advantage. These builds are just way too massive. So maybe this has like almost like a Tolveron feel. Now it's starting to get a bit more of a Tolveron feel. So maybe in the future we won't do the Necrolord arena. We'll do something that's a little bit closer. A close-knit arena. I think hook point is still pretty decent though. I think it still gives rogues too much advantage, but not nearly as bad as this arena does. And the eyes are back up for the both of them. Nukes actually find himself out in the open. He got a trinket in case he needs to. He may want to burn it. Maybe blind. No kidney shot Zetsa with a full vendetta. I think he's got him here. Yeah, I think he's actually just got him. Man, that was a weird duel. That's not exactly how I want to end my duels. But there it is, boys. Hey, boys. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate you. What a weird duel, man. What a weird duel, boys. Not a fan of that one at the very end. But, boys, thank you so much for coming by the duels, man. I appreciate you. I think we're going to call it here. That was a weird one. But it's okay. We'll run it down, though. Doctor, yo, my man. Hope you enjoyed the duels, guy. But ping, last one I had blind, didn't go through. That's all good, my man. That's all good. Can't win all of them, but thanks so much for coming by, man. Appreciate you. That was a weird duel, though. Oh my goodness, I just got here. Yo, Atha, it's all good. Boys, I'm gonna call it here. I haven't had much sleep last night. Tonight, I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm gonna get some work done. We got more stuff for Dragonfly Alpha. We got more Season 4 content to get through, man. I gotta get some actual Mythic Pluses done for Season 4, so I gotta get some gear done as well. So hopefully tomorrow, we'll be back. We'll get some 5V5 1v1s done over on the NA. It should be pretty good to go. Boys, fun duels. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yo, thank you so much for coming. I can't even talk. Thank you guys so much for coming by. I appreciate you. You guys are wonderful, beautiful, best community around on this side of YouTube. It's about hanging out with all of you. I just checked and never thought I would get it, but my launcher and log behold Dragonflight Alpha. Yo, King! Hey, we should do some alpha stuff together. Yo, King, when you're on, man, we should do some dungeons with the Dragonflight Alpha guy. Let's go. Yo, King, me and you gotta do some stuff now. We gotta get some dungeons done now. Every time there's a new build, me and you gotta get on. Let's go, boys. Yo, King, have fun exploring all this stuff, explore the new changes, get some riding done. Definitely get in a new zone and start doing some dragon riding as soon as possible. Play with it. It's really fun. I think you'll enjoy a lot, my guy. Boys, thank you so much for coming by. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Y'all take it easy. I'm gonna get some pizza. I'm gonna go chillax for a bit. Tomorrow, coming back with more 5V5 1v1 duels over for the team NA. We'll see if it's stream Sunday. Definitely will stream Monday. I definitely should do like a Season 4 stream at some point. I definitely need to do some stuff with the boys. I need to get some dungeons done. I think it'd be really fun. Alright, boys. You guys take it easy. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.